Twitch page.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
Okay, good. I'm going to put this away. Goodbye, other mic. You're not functioning today, and I'm not sure why. So we're on.
Oh, I'm backwards on stream.
You are backwards on stream. Let me see if I can fix that.
No, I can fix it.
Oh, but okay.
I have one button that can fix it, and it'll get very confusing if there's too many buttons.
The thing about this is you might be backwards on some parts of the overlay and not others.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yep.
Just remember where that button is.
Oh, now I'm wrong on the... Oh, whatever. It works.
Okay. I don't see... We can see it on stream. Now it's just a bunch of backwards letters for us on Discord.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't... It just keeps rotating around and around and around it goes.
Alright. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I guess we'll go with this then. I need to move your... I need to adjust your camera, actually, because you changed the whole thing since last time we...
Oh yeah, I built a new desk, so it's been moved around. I upgraded from the folding table that was previously my desk.
Definitely sounds like an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. To go. There we go. Now you're much more visible on your own camera.
Cool.
And
So.
why is... What? Just my
Constant
fault?
technical
Okay, no, we're fine.
difficulties.
Okay, we're fine. We're good.
I have the button
We're
for that.
done with the technical difficulties part. Except for that, that's weird. Hold on. Not gonna bother. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's just working perfectly. So I finished Halo 3. That may be why I was slightly late.
Oh, you were finishing up Halo.
Halo.
I'm like,
3.
okay, I got this. It's just a race. It can't be that long. Then the game's physics
pretty
decided.
long.
The game's physics killed me 10 times during that race because it's just like, oh yeah, this random exploding plate hit you midair and tossed you off a cliff. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, game.
Or you hit this flood explodey guy just wrong.
I managed to
when he
avoid
explodes,
them.
He flips you.
But then they gave a bunch of the flood brute shots, which was I was also lucky enough to avoid those because those will also toss your car. And then the weird like machine gun turret flood didn't. I was surprised that their shots even affected the car, but it did. Like slowed it down. It was good. I've beaten Halo 3 years ago, but now I'm playing through the Master Chief Collection.
At this point, I don't think I've played Halo in a decade.
I never owned 2, and that was the one with the visual upgrade, so I decided I'll play through all 3 of them. I could not finish 1. It was honestly bad for now. It did not age well. Supposedly it was revolutionary good at the time, but
well, it was up there.
it was I think a lot of people were saying they managed to get a shooter to work on a console. That alone was apparently a big deal at the time.
The thing that was cool about Halo was you could sit around with your friends and play it. That was the whole shtick. Like that's why you bought Halo.
Xbox Live. It was
Well, not live. Like
No,
for one or
LAN.
two, you could just
Yeah.
play at
Yeah,
home
true.
with 4 people
That's what we started with, and then
for hours at a time.
A, 1 wasn't that great, and B, Marissa has never played first-person shooter before, and we found out she doesn't care for them too much to play them.
The aliens were adorable. The story was great. Shooting people,
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be a friends mode for Halo where you go through the whole adventure exactly the same, and you just have to like pass little mini game challenges for all the bad guys.
So, like, Nier
It's a
Automata.
Halo party,
Halo, but like
Mario Party.
Yes.
but-
Halo Party, yes.
Halo party, yes.
They do it chronologically through the Halo lore. So
there was so much Halo lore, and like I looked up the secret hidden terminals that were.
You read
in
all the
3.
novels?
I have read only the first novel, which basically was the first game, but in novel form. A lot of it was he shot these guys and then reloaded, and they managed to make it okay. I finished the book as a teenager, So on one hand, I was a teenager, but on the other hand, I finished the book. So that's pretty competent writing for
Yeah.
describing shooting scenes over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have followed into a hole of listening to a bunch of Discworld audiobooks over the past couple of weeks.
Fair.
Which ones?
Going Postal, Monstrous Regiment, Making Money.
Yes.
Thud. I recommend Thud.
I've been trying to find. I can't find the audiobooks for Guards, but because I want to do the whole Night's Watch series in like in order, because they're like 8 books in order, so I might as well go in the right order. But I can't find like an audiobook for Guards, and I can't find it at my used bookstore, so I have to like do some more. I don't want to have to order it, but I might have to.
Might have an idea for that, which I will let you know of later.
Okay.
Done anything else? I feel like I'm missing something.
Much more Oceans.
Yeah, we played more
Oceans.
Oceans.
The board game.
Marissa still won every game, I think.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
I played a new board game with my girlfriend today, and she liked it because she won. And I feel like that's when the success rates of board games that we play a lot go up if she wins the first time we play it, because then she's like, I like this game.
No, that's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a thing.
I've lost plenty of first games due to this. Like, no, I want to keep playing this game. So yeah, you can totally win.
It was she got it for I can't remember if it's for my birthday or Christmas because it's one right after the other. But it's called Seven Wonders Duel.
Yep.
So I assume
we
it's
own
like
it.
7 Wonders, but yeah.
Yeah.
We went through pretty much the same thing except the opposite direction.
I was the one who kept losing and
so he was
kept
done.
not really liking the game. I think a big part of it was because my expectations... I've never played the original Seven Wonders non-dual, so I didn't know what that was. But I went into it with a different mindset than it requires. And so there was I went through a phase...
city building game, when in reality it's resource allocation more so.
Yeah.
Yep.
We also played, she got me at the same time, Pandemic Hot Zone North America, which is just mini Pandemic, but only set in North America.
That's topical.
Yeah, it came out at near the end of last year too.
I've been trying to get a game of Pandemic Legacy started since I got it for our wedding, and it's for some reason really difficult to do.
Yeah, to get people in a room once a month for several hours.
Yeah, it's not the best move right now.
Yep. Let's go escape from reality by playing this board game about a horrible pandemic ravaging the world.
Let's go sit with
more
bodies
stressed
eating
out
each
about the
other
damn
playing
board
this
game.
board game about a pandemic ravaging the world.
Hey, there are
That is the first
quarantine
thing I did
markers
when
in
COVID hit,
Legacy.
was Go play the Pandemic Flash game.
Yeah.
So.
But it's good. It's just mini Pandemic. It removes the eradication rule, but you only have to deal with 3 diseases, and then you have optional. They're called crises. So there's one that's like, until the next crisis is pulled, you can't direct fly to any cities or charter flights. There's like stuff like that makes it harder.
Cool.
Are we, with mini Pandemic, are we talking like the same basic map size, or is it scaled down? Like number of locations?
I think it's scaled down because there's 3 diseases, there's 8 cities per disease. So it's like scaled down, but it's only like 3 cities in Canada, a lot of cities in the US, and then like 4 cities in Mexico, and it's got like a couple of the Caribbean. So we go like, oh, this is America drawing everyone else into its bullshit again.
So they just mark every city with a certain population, or that just board game allocation?
It's just board allocation, right? So I mean, on the city cards it has population, but that doesn't matter for the game.
It's just flavor text.
Do they actually show any part of the North America, or is it just like, okay, and above the border you get about Edmonton?
It's basically just the U.S.
See, but
and then like
Edmonton,
a little
diseases
bit up.
don't really
imagine
know.
there's probably Vancouver and
Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto.
Yeah.
Those for
Do
sure.
we go all the way up to Alaska?
There's Calgary too, I think. No, we don't
That's-
hit Alaska.
Okay.
What? How are you going to
Yeah.
show these proud disease-ridden United States if you don't include Alaska?
Alaska.
Hawaii's not in there either, though. So
Yeah, but they're an island.
it's true.
They're lost. They picked an island.
It includes Cuba.
Yeah. 80 miles off the coast of Florida.
Yeah, it's true.
Not a stretch.
I know.
Closer than Edmonton.
No. Most of Canada's population is within 40 miles of the U.S. border.
I was saying, isn't Edmonton more than 80?
I
No.
don't think Edmonton's on there.
If Calgary is, Edmonton almost definitely isn't. It's further north, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't have both because they're too close together on the map.
Yeah, I'm just
You
saying
have to
Cuba's
pick
closer.
between the two cities.
Yeah.
You basically do.
All right,
So-
Speaking of
Canadian
between two
geography.
Trust me, I'm better at that than states geography.
I'm
Probably.
probably
So, yeah.
equally bad at both.
What? Well,
So what happened?
do we want to
You wanna-
begin
Yeah,
the monologue?
Oh, I know what happened last week. I wrote it down.
nice.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Let's do it.
it looks like the monologue didn't properly set up, so I'm gonna just set it up. So we're gonna go with my custom, make it black and white right now, doing it live.
Fuck it. Do it live.
Okay, we're good.
Would you like some mood
I would
music,
love
sir?
some music.
All right. Sometime last week, Theon spent a considerable amount of time trying to remove a stubborn mustard stain. After surrendering to the soiled jacket, she and Atari made their way down to the Soya Mart for some investigation supplies. Snacks acquired, they tracked down a bean thief from the store at an old lady's house. The situation escalated, and he quickly made it to the roof, but Theon can't jump across rooftops like the wolf can. Plans were made at the office. It fell on Theon to save the day as a car chase had begun. Eventually beaten and broken, the pizza car came out on top. Those calzones better be worth the trouble.
Glorious. Oh, is that it?
That's the whole thing.
Okay. Perfect.
That is an amazingly character specific.
Yep.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
you said is
I love it.
technically correct.
Yep. So yeah, you guys successfully managed to wrap up that case. Having been hired to track down the actual means of a man's death, you stumbled upon a drug manufacturing organization or two and got caught in the middle a little bit. But you managed to pull an innocent person, well, half innocent person out of the fire. And by the end of it, one of the people involved was very dead and the other one was arrested.
Solved.
So,
Who's paying us? We don't know, but you know.
I don't think we got paid, but
I don't think we got paid.
That's not happening.
I have thus titled that case "Beans and Bullets."
that's what it's filed away
That's-
as. I could send her an invoice anyways and just hope she pays it.
She's dead.
She's dead.
you'd send it to the company.
I can send it to her estate. Yeah.
Yeah, send it to her
Yeah.
estate. That's how you get the money out of it. Get it from
Yeah.
Bill the dead lady.
Send it to probate court. It'll get processed with the rest of the estate. Yeah, be fine.
Well, if we want to, we could have the first scene Ryland, like, bouncing that idea off of someone or everyone. Like, how do you guys feel about this? About, like, I have the
mean-
invoice written up, but I'm not sure about sending it. I was just going to file it away as
I
unpaid.
feel like in the cyberpunk future, that's
Probably fairly
not
normal.
even in the cyberpunk future. I feel like that's standard practice now. If you die owing someone money, they bill you.
But I still run it by you guys because Ryland isn't sure how he feels.
If she didn't try to kill us, I'd say no. But she did, so fuck her.
She did hire us under false pretenses. If there are no objections, I guess I'll send.
She shot at us multiple times.
I should add that to the contract.
Don't shoot at us as part of the contract.
There's probably
You have to include an extra fee for bullet wounds. If you shoot at us, our fee doubles.
Well, you should do it basically.
Well, then at that point, you should do it based off the caliber, right? 22, you go 2 times.
Ah,
but that's
our
the bullets
fee
get
increases
bigger.
by a factor equivalent to the caliber of the bullet.
Exactly.
I'm not
That's why if
comfortable
we
with
ever
that.
go up against someone with 50 caliber bullets, that's like a billion times our price.
Oh, it's 50 times.
5 times?
I like the way
an
you think.
exponential scale makes sense.
Okay, I'm just gonna click send here, and he uses in the ether. He just hits send on the invoice.
It's not a big gaudy lever you have to pull.
Not for him.
Really goofy setup. You gotta pull a big lever, like a cyberspace lever.
It's like a
Send
holographic
email.
pneumatic tube sucks up the email.
You gotta go walk into the post office.
Do you have any proper e-stamps, sir?
You load up your WoW character, you put it in their mailbox, and it gets sent off.
No, it's an ARG game. You gotta walk your digital letter down to the post office, put it in the slot, and it shows up in the person's email immediately. It's like dumb
it's
thing
like-
for old ladies. That's
It's
it.
like Pokemon Go. You have to walk to like the mail stop, and then that's how you can send your mail.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, dark future.
Dark future indeed, but
It
we're in
just
the
prints
old.
it at the. It's a fax. It just prints in their mailbox.
That's awful. And not time saving at all.
No.
No,
No.
no, but it's a good novelty product.
Okay, I think Ryland says now that that's dealt with. The next thing I think Ryland would just I think we're probably in like a meeting, so he says like the next thing here is I wanted to talk about no, I need my notes, not my character, because I have it separate in this game. We are. So I hired on-call Jacelyn because of her skills. I wanted to let you all know that if there's anywhere we need to get to, or anything we might need her particular gardening skills for, we can call on her.
Does she come with her own beans, or do we have to provide the beans?
She probably provides her own beans, but if she doesn't, I can cover that. Not a lot.
She goes through a lot of beans.
She didn't when she grew that vine that we saw.
She took a whole pallet.
Yes.
Garden.
And now she can pay that back. She
That's
can.
a lot of beans. It's like 500 beans in a can.
It's a business expense.
500 cans on a pallet.
There's a lot of beans, yeah.
Oh, something to consider.
So,
Okay,
just wanted to let you guys know. How did we all feel about the last case? I know we had a bit of an energetic finish to it, but we did get everything sorted out. One was hurt, I think.
Except for
Well-
a pizza car.
Yeah, but you have insurance, which you keep telling us.
Nicole did get shot.
And
Which
so
is
did the
why
pizza
if you
car.
put in that bullet clause next.
Exactly. That's why we need a bullet clause, boss.
But that only applies to the customer, not
I-
to random bullets, because otherwise they could never afford that.
How are you feeling, Nicole?
I'm feeling fine. It's we're I mean the case ended as well as we thought it could, and the bad guys got caught and we're getting paid, I guess, probably, and it's just not one of those things where you want everyone to know about it, because I mean, well, the person who actually did it, I guess we hired her. We don't exactly want her to go to jail, and well, some stuff went down that we don't exactly want to be talking about, and I'm ready for the next case.
Well, I think I have a way we can make some money off of this case. We did get a new drug that's out on the streets. Maybe we could sell it to the cops.
You want to get the
Just to
cops
double check
high?
what you mean, you want to sell information on the drugs to the cops,
Yeah.
not to sell the drugs.
Not to I mean, like,
Okay.
we have the pill, we give it to them for money, and they can research it or whatever. I don't know
So,
what cops do.
you know you can make a lot more money if you take the box of pills, put in
No, it's
little
only like
bags,
a bottle.
and you stand outside of the police station, and you get them on their way in.
Don't we only have one tiny...
They're like
bottle
one
of
We
bottle.
still have the formula to make
Yeah,
them.
you have the formula.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
we do?
We could talk to Scratch.
SIM
He
card.
can
We're not making
do
drugs.
some of his swapping and find us a big machine. And
What
we
does the
can...
drug do exactly? Do we know what it does?
No.
No.
No, we don't.
I could... I mean... I don't think Googling Bliss will help this case.
I mean, would any of you have been in a position to have tried this thing within the past couple months? Or are you the type of people that would have?
Ryland is definitely not.
It's expensive. No.
We're all like,
designer
what,
shit.
what do drug do?
Sells pizza. Fion sells pizza.
Fion does weed?
That doesn't count. That's like $20. No, we're not
Yeah.
spending like whatever this costs.
All right. Well, I can talk to my some people I know in the force and give them the tip.
See if it's worth anything.
I don't know if it's legal for us to hold on to this.
Is there a
Well, you
law
don't say
against
we
having a
have
new...
it.
Well,
You just say you know where some information can be found about it, and how
If-
much information would that be worth?
if the drug is new, how is it illegal?
I like this guy.
You don't ban things immediately.
Well, it's not like it went through FDA trials or something, you know. Like
You don't label it as medicine.
We
But
did
it's
say
not
it's from
approved.
Canada. Everything from Canada is good.
You just slap made in Canada on it.
Wait, didn't the two people that we were dealing with go into a drug war over this? And wasn't there some sort of third party they were trying to create this big deal with? Who was that third party? Maybe we could figure out that and... never mind,
Alternatively.
I'm not suggesting this drug deal.
Alternatively, we could just give the drug to some guy on the street. We go find a new client, and then we do a new case.
I agree with everything except the beginning part of that. Let's find us a new case. If you're,
See if
I can take care of this. Let's call it drug problem.
put it in your coffee.
Why don't we all take one and see what it does?
Just see what happens.
I'll spend the night there with a little like LED flashlight in between all of you, sitting cross-legged on Ryland's floor, listening to the same EDM music track. on
All right,
repeat.
I'm just gonna take. He like the pill bottle's like probably on the desk. He's like, I'm just gonna take
the middle of
this
the conference table.
for now.
Wait,
He reaches for it.
I know someone we can give it to who is not a bad guy and probably won't sell it, but would give us something for it.
The guy we rescued.
Who?
downstairs.
You want to trade?
You want to sell?
Crack.
See, the thing is, selling drugs doesn't seem like a good
Hey,
idea.
listen, it's
Trading.
not selling, it's bartering.
Yeah, that's it. Bartering.
I'm gonna take this. He reaches forward
Okay.
and takes the bottle.
I just wanted something cool for the demon.
Get the demon addicted to drugs.
Get the demon addicted to bliss.
I do not want
The
our landlord
blissed
to
out
get
demon.
addicted to drugs, because he's also our landlord, and that could have problems.
I think our
Wait
landlord's
until we
evil.
need some real collateral and just give
Yes,
him the
but-
recipe.
Our landlord is at least predictable. Let's call it that.
Very fair.
Okay.
All right. So, given that you're not the biggest detective agency in the world, it might be a little while before you catch your next case.
Next big one.
So let's try this out.
Yeah, I was about to ask about this.
Yes. We have.
So this is a downtime montage. So basically, you've got some options here. Anything from giving attention to your logos or extra themes, and telling how you like feed into that part of your life. Working the case isn't really an option here. You can explore your mythos. You can prepare for your next activity, which will allow you to recover burnt tags. Or you can recover if you're particularly injured. But-
How do we recover burnt crew tags?
Burnt
End of
crew
session
tag?
stuff.
Is that end of session stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that is end of session.
So that already
Yeah.
happened.
That was recovered.
Okay.
If that is the case, which crew tags are currently burnt then? 'Cause I've got all three.
Oddballs and right tool for the right job. We
Beautiful.
regained chaos because chaos.
Chaos reigns supreme.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, if you have an idea of what your character might be doing, in regards to your choice on what you're getting back from your downtime, feel free, narrate away.
Fion's gonna explore their mythos. And the question is, what happens? So how does this work? Which mythos you explore? I'm exploring the only one I have, the luck powers, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So what is the mystery on that card?
What happens when this wave of probability I'm writing stops? And they're looking for the least lucky place in the city. That's the way they're exploring this. The karmic black hole of the city, the place where nothing good happens and that perpetuates more not goodness.
It's obviously the casino.
Yeah, but
I was
that's-
actually going to say it's more like a mahjong parlor in a Shinloon.
Yes.
But yeah, that's how I'm exploring it. That's the physical act that I'm doing. Just wandering and feeling for the worst place.
Are you going to sit down and like test your luck at that place?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pull the wool over the eyes of these old ladies at the mahjong parlor.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you go down to the mahjong parlor. It's packed. It's smoky. It's in a basement, like a shared basement underneath 3 shops in Shinjuku or Shinloon. Sorry.
They're dressed for the occasion. They have the clear plastic green visor to keep the glare from the fluorescent lights overhead down. That they got the round sunglasses and like the baggy shirt. They're ready for mahjong parlor.
Yeah, so you sit down, you start, stacking matching tiles. I don't really know how mahjong works.
Neither do I.
I don't think anyone does.
I've seen
You
some of the
have
anime,
the-
but
But yeah, if you're gonna, this seems like an apt take the risk.
I'll take the risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you've got like a lot riding on this for you. It's like $5, but you know.
No, it's the pizza car.
Oh, the pizza car is up
Keys-
for bet.
You're playing for pink slip with mahjong.
I put the keys on the table. And I've been playing for a little bit of time, and I have stolen some luck from the old ladies, and I'm using it to put it all in this all-in bet, if you will.
The thing I love is that mahjong is not a very luck-based game. It's
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
It's not.
maybe on how they're shuffled initially, but past that.
I'd imagine the luck would be like people get distracted or accidentally make the wrong move. Or things like that.
And I'm there at the end of a very long, intense period of time of mahjong, so they're all a little bit worn out. So
Yeah,
I
there was
assembled
like
my power.
This is like the end of a short tournament that they had. You know, everybody had a pretty substantial buy-in, and yeah, you've made it to the final game, riding on your luck. You're gonna take the
risk.
You're gonna take the risk. The 10.
Yay.
Okay.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. So, not knowing how to play mahjong,
Nope.
just going in and riding the luck wave that is Fion. Somehow, probably because it's such a skill-based game and you seem to be playing so haphazardly that no one can figure out how you're winning.
Or are you just like picking moves at random and they happen to be excellent?
It's like, oh, nope, that doesn't feel right. I'm just waiting for the karmic vibrations to tell me which piece to put down.
Yeah, you end up cleaning house and walking out of there with a substantial chunk of change.
It's like a month's salary.
On your way out, however, there are two very large gentlemen barring your exit.
I look at them with like bills and like a purse gripped between my arms that I had taken from some old lady.
One of them looks down at you and he's like, "How'd you do that?"
Put the pieces down, and then the old ladies give you their stuff.
We've been watching you for a little while, the past few games. I'm sorry, sir,
think?
but there's some question about whether or not your winnings here are legitimate.
How? Who's questioning?
There have been some rumors of some kind of cheating going on. Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to search you.
Sure. Do we have to do it in the middle of the room, or can we do it out front?
We're going to search you now, sir.
I look around
And
to
they,
see.
Yeah, everybody's just sort of staring at you.
Like, hold my winnings above my head. Like, do the pat down.
Yeah, they pat you down. I don't think you would you have mahjong tiles up your sleeve? Or
Now I have a water pistol.
water pistol. They take out the water pistol and they look at it, and like the guy squirts a little bit like on his hand and smells it. And he squirts it in his mouth. Gives you a weird look and
Old
puts
water
it back in your
because it's been
pocket.
sitting in the pistol for a while.
Okay, this is weird. We stopped having Discord issues when we played Masks on Wednesday. Same thing, group video call. And then today they just resumed, apparently.
It's Sunday.
Yep.
Oh,
We
it is Sunday.
thought it was fixed. We thought we were out of the woods. Then.
Yeah. Do they let me go, or do I have to?
Yeah, they like roughly pat you down and then like take the like pull the bag down. The guy sticks his hand in, grabs a little bit of your winnings out, puts it in his pocket, and shoves you toward the stairs.
I say, well, happy birthday to you, I guess. And I leave. And I deposit all of the bags and purses in the nearest mailbox, like UPS box. I just dump like the purses in it and take the bills. And then there's no need to try to fence the purse. It's too much work.
Yeah, so that is how you began exploring your luck and how far it can take you.
Very far.
Who's next?
What do I mark? I get one.
Yeah, one clue with a method and a source based on your description. So basically, you can hold a clue for investigating your luck. Like if you want, you can spend it now and ask a question about your luck. Like something you would have learned.
I don't even know what kind of question I would ask.
Yeah, but this is you like beginning to plumb the depths of what you're capable of doing.
Yeah.
You know?
I just don't even know what to ask.
Yeah.
And you mark attention on your mystery.
Okay. I marked the clue. I'll get back to it later, but I'll mark the attention.
I was going to do the same thing, like go do my mythos thing.
You're going to go play Mahjong?
I mean, I could also be playing Mahjong, but my question is, can I tame the beast within? So it would be very different.
Yes, the beast of Mahjong.
It would be a very different Mahjong tournament and very terrifying.
Yep.
Yeah. I almost want to say he goes to a fight club, but I don't know how smart that is.
Is it a fight club or is it like rollerball? Or it's basically a fight club.
Oh no, I have a better idea.
No one calls it a fight club. It's just a super violent like league sport.
No, it's so much worse.
Do you go to a LAN party and get in fights there?
It's a LAN party, but it's specifically a LAN VR party.
Ooh, a Mortal
It's like
Kombat
VR
style
laser
LAN
tag.
party that you jack into each other's brain and you stab each other.
No, you both jack into a computer and you both take like control of one of the fighter guys.
So like all the best players for this game are total nerds and completely like 6'5" and ripped.
No, like they're not ripped. The characters they play they just know like martial arts and shit.
Okay, so they're skilled, but there's no physical activity beyond the actual technique.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming you get a really bad headache and you get beat up too much.
That'd still be hard.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah,
Ring Fit
so
adventure.
this is a pastime, I guess. Hobby is not quite the right word. It's not quite a sport yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically like it's Hollow Arena, right? So there's these things called dolls. They're very simple robots that follow just basic commands from the AR structure. And then there's holograms that are placed over top of them so that they look, it's like you could reskin them.
Okay.
Same is used in like plays and live entertainment.
It's a lot cheaper to rent Johnny Depp's Hollow avatar than it is to get Johnny Depp to play a bit.
Yeah, and basically it makes it so you can do an action movie on the stage because you're just blowing up robots and the set, right?
Yeah.
You don't need blanks when you could shoot real bullets into robots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actual bullets. It's still live on stage with the crowd, and they're firing live ammunition at each other.
Nothing could go wrong.
Horrifying.
Man, future Hamilton's weird.
The decapitation scene is really something.
But yeah, basically, yeah, you jack into this robot that goes out on an actual arena, so like if the spectators can see this from above in the arena.
Yeah,
and
he would definitely make a werewolf skin, because then he's like almost like trading with his werewolf powers without training with his
Mhm.
werewolf powers.
Yeah. So yeah,
Um,
it's set up for it's a war game scenario in a jungle.
Ooh. Am I fighting the predator?
I mean, it's basically that movie. Yeah, it's that scene. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Or is it
Cool.
capture the flag?
no, this is kill count.
Okay.
There's 3 teams. Are you solo or are you going in with some friends?
Um, can I go in with friends if I have burnt fellow nerds as a tag?
Yeah, you
It's
just wouldn't be able to use it, you know.
Yeah. So he probably goes in with friends, but he uses the friends as bait as he like goes solo around him.
Yeah, throw meat shields.
Oh, you're the worst person to play games
Yeah.
with. Don't even let anyone else help. You're just like, I'm gonna carry this whole team on my back, and then everyone's
No,
like,
it's more-
"Well, I can
Oh,
help
you just got
and
all the
you're like,
best
"No, I
weapons, and you
carry."
took all the power-ups before we could get them. No wonder you
It's
won.
more like in Counter-Strike, you let your friend go in first, because then he gets shot and you know where he gets shot from. It's like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he does that. In that case, is this face danger? Go toe to toe?
Yeah, I'd say you're going toe to toe with the game.
Excellent. I will do werewolf, savage, more beast than man, because he's literally doing werewolf shit in a jungle.
Yeah, but it'd be
Um,
really weird if you fail and you become a werewolf plugged into the computer.
That'd be weird. I will do pick your battles specifically because I'm being a shithead to my friends. And then let's go with filled with rage. And because this is can I do a weakness tag on this?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, anger issues. Duh. If I lose, I'm gonna flip out.
This is just like IRL League. Stop feeding!
Alright, go toe to toe. Ooh, that's a 9.
So that's a 9. Okay. So yeah, you choose one.
Hmm. Um. Gosh, what is my goal? Just to win?
To win,
Yeah.
so you get them good.
Well, you were exploring your anger issues, so to master your anger issues.
But no,
Okay.
but the intent of the role was to win the game, and by doing the
Yeah.
downtime action, you explore your anger issues. So you want
I
to
think
win
I
the
win
game.
the game. Yeah.
Yeah,
You wanna win
especially
the
if you're
game.
doing filled with rage,
Yeah.
pick your battles, like whatever. You're gonna get hit real hard here, but you're gonna win the
Yeah.
game.
I'm winning
Yeah.
the game. That's all that
So-
matters.
So there's a lot of fucking bullshit camping going on in this game, right? Like, you're allowed 3 respawns. You're on your last one. It's you versus 2 other guys that are still on the field. It's a hell of a fight. There's you exchange fire back and forth. You end up having to like dodge through the jungle, route around, set up an elaborate ambush, which fails. You're down to about 10% health, and you finally just give in to the gamer fuel coursing through your veins.
Mhm.
And you just go full beast mode. You throw the rifle down, pull the big K bar out of your holster, and just go nuts on these guys. The crowd is a bit stunned with the savagery of the assault. But
I
finally,
win.
the green "you win" flashes across your vision, and the game powers down, but you're still amped, right?
Mhm.
One guy, like, as soon as you take off the goggles, one of your friends from your team comes over. Let's call him Jason. Jason runs over. He like tries to give you a high five. So he like grabs you by the shoulder to like turn you around to high five you, and you just full on deck him as you get spun around. You're just standing there seething and your anger has sort of taken hold of you at this point. How far does it go?
Ooh. I don't want to wolf out. I don't think it goes that far.
You don't want to. Usually people
Right.
don't want to turn into werewolves.
That's true.
But you can feel it. It's like it's right there. That bubbling anger.
The goosebumps of fur.
Goosebumps of fur. I think. Oh, is there something I could roll to figure out if I need to run out of here?
Yeah, D6.
I mean, if you want to resist the wolf, you can face the danger of the wolf.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. I don't really have any calm things.
Pick your battles might work here, because you just finished the battle. It's done now.
That's true. Pick your battles.
But everything else...
My nice fluffy fur coat makes me feel safe.
But it also reminds you of the
The
hunt
werewolf.
and
It's also
blood in your fangs.
powering.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I don't know if I can do quick and effective here. I think it's just the one, but I can burn a tag to give me a +3, right?
But you can only burn a
You
tag.
cannot use any other
Like,
tags.
you can't add anything else.
You could burn, pick your battles.
Still
Good.
+3 rather than +1.
I'm actually gonna burn filled with rage. Can I
But
burn
it's still,
that?
you're still using, though, filled with rage, I think, if you burn it. You're just super filled with rage, I think, is how that works.
No, but that
Yeah.
that still works. You're confronting the werewolf with a non-werewolf based rage. You're shouting down the werewolf.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to invoke anger issues on this one.
All right. Cool. So I mark attention for both of those, right?
What do you mean?
Because both
So-
roles use anger issues?
Because when I use a weakness tag, I mark attention on it, and then this one I'll mark attention on it again. Oh, sweet! That means I get 3 on both of them. Okay, so that that doesn't add the 3. So let me add it. 1, 2, 3. Right? Because when you burn it, it's 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it. And then go toe to toe with the wolf. It's a 7.
Face the danger.
It's a 7. Yeah, facing danger with the wolf. It's still a 7.
Oh, okay.
So with face danger, on a 7 to 9, you're going to take a status with -1 tier. So you're going to take the status of losing control 2. So basically, like, you manage to fend off the wolf in that moment. Like, you don't go after anyone and anything in your sight. You make it out into an alley. You puke a little bit behind some dumpsters. Your head is spinning. Your heart is pumping. The veins in your arm are rising as the hair begins to thicken a little bit on your forearm. And you just go running off into the shadows. It's the last we see of you until the next morning when you wake up in the middle of a park, covered in grass stains and leaves in your hair.
And rabbit.
Rabbit.
If there were any animals left in this city, yes, there would be small woodland critters in your teeth, but
Now it's just possums and pigeons.
It's cyber pigeons because
Yeah,
birds
there's
are
like
replaced.
wires sticking out of the pigeon eye.
Okay, and then when I have 3 attention on it, I flip it over and do one of the things on the back.
yeah, you get to
Isn't 3 attention... Yeah, never mind. Go.
yeah, 3 attention is if you flip the card, you can pick an improvement, I believe.
Cool. I'll do that while other people do things.
Okay. I think I'm ready with Ryland. So if you remember at the beginning of the case, Ryland called and didn't get far talking to the one good cop in the precinct, is what I called it when I tried and failed to connect. I don't have that person's name written down, so we can regenerate it if we don't have it anymore. But
Sorry.
I think it was the one good cop. I don't know if I called him that.
Oh, yeah, the cop that you called. Yeah. No, I don't have his name written down. But
Okay.
yeah, we can
get a new name.
Yep.
Ryland shows up at his precinct in person. And he says, "Hi, can I talk to?" And he says that person's name, just at the front desk.
Yeah, the watch commander looks at you and says, "Oh, sorry, hang on a sec. Hunt, what are you doing here?" We told you before not to stick your nose in our business.
I forgot your name. I'm sorry. What's your name? Oh, it's okay.
Derek Terrington.
Okay, sorry for forgetting before.
Well, I wish you'd forget us all.
I wanted to stop by because on the last case we were working, I found something that could help you guys out, and I wanted to drop by.
Oh, so now you're a big old private eye. You're gonna come in here saying we don't know how to do our job. Nice.
I just have been places that you guys haven't and thought might want to take a look at something that could be very dangerous. It holds up it's just a brown paper bag. It looks like someone's lunch.
We see dangerous things all day.
I know. That's why I'm giving this to you, not me. I know. That's why I'm trusting this to you, and him, and you. I'm just a private eye.
The cop that you're here to see actually walks past you, behind you, and hears your voice and runs over.
I see.
And yeah, he waves at Watch Commander Terrington, just waves him down. He's like, "Ryland, what are you doing here?"
We need a name for this guy before we go further.
Yeah.
Rutabaga?
Jackson
Detective Rutabaga?
I kind of love that. Okay, you have
Detective Rutabaga.
That's his nickname.
Rutabaga, yeah.
Jackson
Rutabaga Dietrich.
Perfect. I think does he like his nickname or not? That depends on.
No, he hates it.
Okay, cool.
Everyone calls him root vegetable all the time.
Yep. I think in front of his coworkers, I don't think. I'll just call him Jackson. I think. He'd say, Detective Dietrich. Dietrich is how it's pronounced.
Dietrich, yeah.
Dietrich. I was hoping to get by you. I found this, and he kind of tries to firmly press it into Dietrich's hands. I thought it might be very important to a case. I've included some details on how I came across it. You'll find it is corroborated in the reports that it mentions. There shouldn't be any issues. And if he looks inside the bag, he will see the bottle of bliss and a USB stick equivalent. On the USB stick is both the formula and also this is how we came across this explanation.
Does this have to do with that hunk of twisted metal and that group of dead skags and that SUV? That was you.
It does have a bit to do with it. There were some other things we came across in the case before that, and my conscience dictates that I hand this over to you. I'm just trying to do my best, and I know you guys are too. I think he half means what he's saying, but Ryland is also he's trying to.
This could very easily go the other direction.
Yeah, he's trying to be he's trying to make them like him, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But he also half means it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he takes a look at it. He's like, heard something about these things. Bliss?
That's what that's what that whole incident was about. Two club managers involved in the underworld were killing each other for it, whatever it was.
Yeah, listen, Rylan, you really got to bone up on your bad boys. That's not two club managers that were dabbling in drugs. Those were two drug gangs that dabble in nightclubs.
Like I said, I'm
Stop
letting you
hiring-
guys handle it.
Stop letting drug lords hire us. It should be a rule.
Well, now we know. Just first thing to do is always do a background check on the actual client.
You would think, as private eyes,
That's the
we would
first thing we
the
do?
background check originally. Like that should be step one. Who
Well,
are we
I mean-
working for?
In
Realistic-
episode 1, everyone learns a valuable lesson.
Yeah,
And that lesson is everybody lies.
I think
Especially when you don't ask them if they're lying, you just assume.
Ryland, I think, says, I try to keep out of, the underworld side of stuff. I try to keep my hands fairly clean. But I had my suspicions after they tried to kill me.
Yeah, usually that'll be suspicious when someone tries to kill you. And in your line of work, you might see that a bit more. I'm
I
worried about you. I'm a little worried, honestly. I don't want to be scraping you off the pavement.
appreciate it, Jackson. This was a unusual situation where there was a few coincidences together, but I'm preparing better for next time. It's okay.
All right,
Anyways, are
hmm.
we still good for lunch this weekend? Or
Yeah,
I think he like oh, you're still good for lunch this weekend? Like maybe your friends, your coworkers don't want maybe you don't want your coworkers to know.
he's like, yeah, is your mom going to be there?
No, she and I are having another
Hmm.
phase right now, let's call it that.
Yeah, this would be your standing Sunday lunch with like his mother, your mother, and you two. That's how you know each other. It's through your mothers.
Yep, okay. And he says, I've asked her not to come. So, I guess in all honesty, I give it a 50-50 shot.
Oh, kind of good thing. I hate to say it, Rylan. I really don't like your mother.
I am offended. No, he says, I appreciate the honesty, and
I mean, just kind of a stone cold bitch.
okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. Just she did still. I'm not saying you're wrong.
He chuckles a little bit. He's like, "I'm just busting your balls." All right, yeah, we'll see you on Sunday. And hang on a second. And he like disappears into his office. Comes back with the cyberpunk equivalent of a brown paper bag. What would that be?
That's exactly what I gave him. I gave him a brown paper bag with that stuff in it. So
It's a
Yeah.
neon paper bag.
Yeah, it's just brown. It's
it's just a brown paper bag,
The
but it has a logo
paper
on
is
it.
more questionable of material.
That's
It's a
true.
logo.
It's branded paper bag.
Yeah, it's branded
Absolutely.
paper,
It's not like a
fibrous
screen-
material of unknown origin has been pulped into this bag, but that's fine.
Yeah, he hands it over to you and he's like, "Stay safe out there."
Thanks. I don't look in it right now. While I'm there, I think I will ask, is he looking especially, let's call it glowing or ghoulish while I look at him? If I was to gauge my friend's
Oh, you're like
morality by the arbitrary scale of makeup.
Yeah. You wanna look beyond the mist?
I do. I want to see, is my best friend secretly evil? Because that would be great as a player if he was. Let's find out.
See, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you look at them and find out they're evil, then you're just gonna assume everything they're doing is for evil.
Exactly. That's what Ryland's thing is to grapple, in part.
And you know, all that's gonna do is gonna roll a d2 to see good, evil.
Okay. So, oddly enough, I don't see the macro on the character sheet for Look Beyond the Mist. I'm looking at the...
Oh, because it's... Here you go. So basically, you roll plus mythos, so the number of mythos you have instead of
so
power
it can't...
tags.
It won't know by default.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the same as an investigate move.
Okay, cool. So in this case, I am rolling with 1 power for my 1 mythos. Oh!
Boom. Nice.
Ooh.
So this is your standard and ask of what does their morality look like?
I think in this case, my question... Yeah, I think I want to keep it vague. Then, yeah. Because I think Ryland wouldn't know, so I'm not going to ask. Just...
So yeah, you seeing auras and things through the eyes of your mythos before.
I think greed is the biggest lens through which it views negative morality, since that's what most of the mythos seems to be about. Precious metals and greed.
Yeah. So you see someone that and you can describe exactly how the Alicanto eyes like see this, like what it actually looks like. But your friend is tarnished, but underneath it, he's still a good person.
Okay.
Like, obviously, by virtue of his job, he's not squeaky clean, right?
Yeah.
He's a cop. But
okay. I think then what he looks like is he just looks much more tired. He looks he looks like he has a lot of the same features that some of the like negative people that he sees would come, like ghoulish, except that on him specifically, it comes across as he's just tired, rings under his eyes. It kind of looks like it's not just he's changed, but just that's how he's feeling.
Just haggard.
Exactly, and even more haggard than normal. So Ryland says, as he's about to leave, like, are you sleeping okay, Jackson?
Not in 15 years, he says as he walks away. Like, that's how long
Right.
he's been a cop.
Well, take care of yourself. See you on Sunday. And after he walks out, just does the like plastic bag or paper bag, or probably a mixture of paper and plastic. Is
In
what
the bag.
Yeah,
is.
the synth paper bag.
Yeah.
In the quote unquote bag.
Yeah, quote unquote bag.
Yeah, you see a non-official issue sidearm. So up to 38 caliber snub-nosed revolver.
I was gonna
I'm
say
not
it's either a
surprised.
gun or a bag of Twizzlers. Could go either way.
Well, I mean, isn't it to Ryland the same thing?
Do you have any experience with guns?
Can you? We've been eating them.
He does not. Ryland does not actually have any experience with guns.
So
And-
what is Ryland's reaction to that?
I think it's just that he's like, and he heads back to the office, and he puts it in his desk, hopes never to take it out of his desk again. I have eyes wide open. He's not stupid enough to throw it away or anything like that. But
Mhm.
Snack for later.
Snack lunch.
The gunpowder residue gives it like a spice. It's like
it's like pepper.
It's like jalapeno.
Tangy. Why did it say it went to Yankees?
So he,
And then
yeah, I think right now Ryland has the hope. He has this just like aversion to guns that comes from someone who grew up always feeling safe.
Mm-hmm.
so he never needed it and never wants to need it. But yeah, he's not stupid enough to not keep it with him sometimes. But yeah, that was my montage. So I am giving attention to my logos, my mission logos, by just giving the information to the cops for free, and that marks my last attention under ethical success.
Nice.
And then I had a question because I did my mythos. It says I get a clue with a method and a source based on the description. So what's the method and source?
So the method and source is the method is tapping into your wolf.
Okay.
And the source is like it's either the experiences of that night that we like didn't see. You know, like how did you wrestle control? Like we sort of like blacked that out.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to answer that question at any point, you are now armed to do so.
Okay, and then the source is just how it happened.
Yeah, the source is the events of that night.
Okay.
What do you get for... Ooh, there's a montage button.
Oh, that's just shows the
tells
text.
you what to do.
Yeah.
If you go to cinematic moves, it
Yeah.
pumps it
Yeah.
out.
I have a question. I might take the follow me advanced move. Try to convince someone to join your cause. It's dynamite. But how does everyone feel about me convincing people to hiring more people and having more?
I'm so
strays.
down
Yeah.
for our superhero squad. I'm so down.
I cannot take it if we don't want to have more strays, but I could also get more strays.
All the strays.
Player-wise, I have no problems with this. In character, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
I think the other thing about it is to join my cause. That is almost always going to be hiring them, but it might not be restricted to that if they... Because my mission specifically is to be successful while being ethical, so it may also be like, don't be corrupt, effectively.
You're just paying them to...
I'm paying them instead of other people paying them.
Yeah. It's like, I
Buy
pay you
them
not
off.
to sell drugs.
Yeah. We're going to bribe you into being moral.
Not quite. He wants to convince them into not taking bribes. That's what he wants to do.
You get $50 a week as long as you stop selling weed on the corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is your honor stipend.
There we go. So I've taken that.
Cool.
All right, well, it
And,
sounds like
yeah.
I'm the last one here.
Yep. What do you do on your day off?
So I want to go with the explore my mythos again as well, and
Nice.
mine is quick. How can I share the truth of the mists with others? So I think that's kind of starts out with, all right, we're doing the typical end of case thing. Let's see exactly how I can stick it on the social medias to make it look to the best advantage. And I'm kind of realizing that every single time and version I type out, it either is incriminating the person we try and got out of this thing, or it just looks absolutely unbelievable, or it's incriminating us for the dumpster deaths. And it's just, there's no way to write this in any way, shape, or form that looks either believable, credible, or is not incredibly bad. So I'm kind of getting frustrated. I was trying to talk to my family a little bit for like, here's some feedback and advice, and got nothing. And eventually I decided, okay, wait, when we were doing the case, at least the one thing that useful that we got out of, what was her name? Jacelyn was, she at least seemed to be kind of curious about this stuff too. So maybe if I go over and I talk with her a little bit, and we can maybe do some experimentation and see how far we can talk about this to each other. And I don't know. What's stopping the mists from, or what's stopping us from exploding the mists, I guess.
Oh, so you're trying to push the boundaries of what is the mist going to censor?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I get you. So, yeah, it's strange. You go over and you speak with Jacelyn. You're up half the night just talking back and forth about like your experiences and the vast differences and why the hell this would happen. Like, how did it start for you? Well, I did this, and and you go through your own origin stories, and all that.
Yeah.
And everything seems fine. Like there seems to be no censorship at all between you two. But every time Jacelyn's mother like wanders into the conversation, she seems to think you're talking about something else.
Oh, those superhero comics.
No, just tangentially related. Like she'll hear one word. It's almost like she has selective hearing. Like she'll hear Jacelyn talking about beans, and she's like, "Oh, we need to pick up some beans at the store later. Remind me. I can't seem to find. I know I bought a bunch. I just don't know where they went."
So it's like the typical like old person goes off at a tangent, but taken to an extreme.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Like suspiciously so, because like you're blatantly sitting there talking about, wrapping people up in their own clothing and growing 40-foot beanstalks, and she just picks the most mundane words out and attaches onto those.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
Yeah. I don't know if it's really. I'm looking for an action-oriented scene or anything here.
You could try putting the old lady in a chair and running a whole series of tests, like card A, card B. Like card A has like a small child on it, card B has like a small minotaur on it. Is there a difference between these two cards?
Just grow a small vine in front of her and see what she thinks.
But you have
Yeah,
like
I
a
think
basil
at some
plant
point-
next to it, try to see if you can tell the difference.
She'd probably
I think
think it
at
was.
some point we probably sit her down and blatantly talk. Hey, look, this is what your daughter was up to. Here were some large like magic beanstalks. Here were these blatantly magical things. Are you picking up on any of this? And
remember those stories from when I was a child.
Corporate wants you to find the difference between these two pictures. They're the same picture.
Yeah.
And I would say that the thing that we're figuring out from this is literally, I can tell you right now that talking and blatancy and anything like that, that doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, but you learned a couple of things. It seems that anybody that's been touched by this is unaffected by the censorship.
Which means that if Theon doesn't know, he should by this point.
Yeah, that means we know there's something up with Theon.
That's
Or you do.
willful ignorance at this point.
Yeah. It's Theon, they're a little bit more concerned with finding out too much about this power. Too much. Seems like it could be a bad thing.
All right.
But yeah.
If we are putting the attention on the mythos again, I also get a level up there, so I'll fiddle with that. I think the clue and source was already kind of used in those vague answers. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you want more complete answers than that, I can give them to you. Like if
You can
you're
also-
looking for something specific.
You could ask what would get through. That could be
Yeah, that's
a question.
not a bad idea.
Yeah, based on the method and source, which is experimentation on an old fragile lady.
Like most science, it's built on the backs of old ladies.
Yeah, no, what would get through is a great idea.
Yeah, not a lot seems to get through. Like the general gist of what you're talking about seems to permeate, but it's always twisted in some sense of like her perspective is just off. She can't grasp what you're putting out, and it shifts onto something she is familiar with. Right? It's almost like her mind is just denying what you're saying, so you must be saying this other thing.
Oil and water kind of stuff.
It's like Fenord.
So maybe if we can find some way to make it familiar.
Yeah, you'd have to only communicate through metaphors and
Stories.
you'd literally, like, if you were to get advice about your powers from someone who isn't awakened, you'd have to be like, so I'm writing this book, and in this book, this character has these exact same problems, but it's not real, totally not real.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, no. This is a world where magic exists, and that's not this one.
Yeah, like half of your blog followers, they think you're writing some kind of ARG
Yeah.
fan
Blog?
fiction or
Yeah,
whatever
and,
whatever you're
know,
writing,
like,
your internet
blog,
posts, your
social
social media.
it's like it's a little AR simulation novel where it's first person perspective diary entries about this magical
doing the-
fantastic world.
This is definitely doing the opposite thing of boosting my career.
But there's like
Oh,
good
boy.
viewership numbers and
Yeah.
more people
Yeah.
that get
The
their eyes
audience
on
is
it.
there. Yeah.
It'll be a gateway
For the
into
wrong thing.
the mist web,
Oh.
where there's just
Now
like
you
this,
just gotta
this
turn
dark
them to
web
your
of people
side.
who are awakened that'll come up.
Okay. So with the flip thing? Yeah. With the attention thing, I think I'm gonna grab Mythos Mastery. When hit it with all you've got, you always control collateral damage because we'll have some of that experimentation, playing with powers, I guess, and
Nice.
at this point it's been done enough that there's not issues.
Do me a favor, hit that move. I just want to see if it comes up when you
Sure. Let me
when
copy
you
paste the
roll.
text in. Okay. Okay, the improvement is in there. Hit it with all you got. Somehow I doubt it's going to work. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Just remember that that's there then, because since it's not going to pop up for us, we might forget.
Sounds good. All right.
I think that might be the danger of how those cards are set up with the advancements on the back, because you might forget about them.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, about 2 weeks end up going by before anything happens. You're all at the office. It's the end of the day. You're those of you counting on paychecks from this are starting to get a little worried because it's been so dead lately. And you finish up the night. You all walk out together as Scratch is cleaning up the record store down below. The record store is going through some changes progressively. Seems to be getting a bit nicer. It's not just records anymore that Scratch is selling. It's bits and bobs. Rather an eclectic collection of things that have begun appearing on his shelves. And yeah, you all go outside, ready to get on your respective buses or whatever. But as you walk out, there is a town car, long, sleek, fairly expensive town car sitting in front of the music shop or the record store. And as you all walk out, the back door opens. What do you do?
I think Ryland stops and tries to lightly watch from a distance to see if this person goes inside or over to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, you wait for a second. Nothing. And then you hear a voice. Fionn, what's the honorific attached to your character?
I don't know. Pick your favorite.
Okay.
It's a varied list.
Well, we'll just go the easy way. You hear the voice say, Ryland Hunt, Nicole Dupressi, Atari Schaefer, Fionn McKay. Your presence is requested. Please step in.
All of us? Is someone already in the back seat? They usually only have the 3 seat belts.
Is this a self-driving car? Is this like a robo car?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we
Sick.
can all fit. I'm gonna take the driver seat then, just so we don't get
There
confused.
isn't one. There isn't a driver's seat or a passenger seat. In the back, there's
Oh.
2 bench seats that sort of face each other like a stretch limo.
So who spoke out of the car? Was it just like a recording?
It came out of a speaker.
Oh.
Ryland thinks to himself for a sec.
Worst case, I could hack it.
Yeah, could you change the voice on that car? Make it something a little bit smoother, sexier, less ominous.
Is this better for you, Fion?
Yes.
Oh.
I forgot something upstairs. Can I
User
go
preference updated.
get something I forgot in my office and then come right back? It'll be like 2 minutes.
We are on a schedule, Mr. Hunt, but I will wait.
Okay, good. He runs back inside.
So Fion elbows Ataru. It's like, but he's getting the gun.
I have told no one about this. About that. Never opened, still in the paper bag thing in my desk.
Supposed to be big crinkly mass in your pocket when you come downstairs.
Bringing lunch, yeah.
Now it's out of the paper bag. He doesn't appear to have
Yeah.
anything different with him. But yes, he's not stupid enough to step into a random car without
We don't have metal sense. You have metal sense.
yeah, exactly. So now he steps inside.
All right.
Yes, does everyone get in the car?
Get in the car.
We're gonna do this.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Does this
So,
bench
yeah.
have a massager and a heater?
User preference updated. And you hear the soft whirring as the seat gets warm.
So
Yeah.
Are there refreshments? I look around.
Yeah, as you sit down to either
No,
side.
mellow yellow.
user
To
preference
either side.
updated.
User preference updated. Yeah, to either side of you, these compartments like open up. They fold down like that. There's a fully stocked bar inside. Please enjoy some refreshments. Our drive time will be about 40 minutes.
So, do I call you Car? What should I call you? The designation?
Uber?
Voice?
Yes, you. Well, I've never been given a name before. Usually just refer to me as driver.
Okay. Driver, where are we
Where
going?
are we going?
Our destination.
Let's wait a sec.
Yep.
Ryland will lean down and he's listening, but he's also like eyeing these. And he's like, "Oh, these are much nicer than he can afford now." So he looks for like a bottle of wine if there is one. That's nice, and he's gonna ask
Oh,
if
yeah.
anyone else wants some.
I'll just take the soda made with real sugar and not that high fructose corn syrup shit.
Here you
Yeah,
go.
Theon has poured a bunch of stuff into a glass.
Just a mix.
Like a flask.
Well, into a glass, and there's like an ice cube in it and an umbrella. We're gonna call it a cocktail, but who knows?
Okay. Nicole, I found a nice wine if you want any.
Sure.
Okay. And there's probably several wine glasses in like a rack, so he grabs 2 and pours some out. It's been years since I've had stuff like this. It's nice. I say years. It felt like years. It's not as long.
You've only been poor for a month?
I'd call it 9 months, so 3/4 of a year since I started this company. Yes.
We have a poor baby.
Yeah.
I thought I was open about that. So I
Well, I'm
It's just
saying
new
'cause it's 9
poor.
months.
It's fine.
Yeah.
The nouveau pour.
New poor.
I am adjusted now, but it's just this has. You can
I'm
see even
adjusted to
Ryland's
being
language
poor.
is actually changing slightly to be more refined. It's just brings back nostalgia.
If you talk rich, the
And he,
wallet
like-
will follow.
And he sips. I forgot I didn't like wine.
That's usually how it goes.
I just sip my soda from Mexico.
Artisanal cola from Mexico.
So,
Yeah.
so Driver did answer where you're headed. By the way, he read out the address of 1 SciTech Drive in Waterside Heights.
And
Put that into Google Maps.
who resides there?
Well,
That is
you know,
Is it okay?
Is
That-
it a listed address?
That is a road name and a half. It makes
Mhm.
me think it's named after.
you would know it better as the branded
Yeah.
SciTech.
Oh,
Yes.
What do they sell? What's their big product?
I wonder.
everything.
So, yeah, 1 SciTech Drive, I'm sure Atari would probably know this. It's the home of Nicholas Raffel.
I'll write that down somewhere. Where?
I got you. It's actually Nicholas Raffel. Like that. Widely regarded as the father of cybernetics.
Is he now retired?
Created some pretty
Or-
hefty advancements. 50 years ago, he was the pioneer in the field.
So he's like the Bill
Is-
Gates of this setting.
Is he a brain in a box now?
No,
Are we gonna get the
he's
big
he's
man
still
holding
alive.
the small head with the brain?
No, he's still
Old was
alive.
he
He's
when he
very
was doing
old.
his-
Maybe
About-
I'll ask if he
he's
can do
about
that
30.
for Atari.
He's 30?
No, he was
He was
30.
30.
Oh,
so
he
that
was
was
30, so he's now at 80
Yeah.
or so.
So you all would know this as local history. About 50 years ago, there was a fairly extensive industrial accident in the industrial sector of the city. Multiple chemicals ended up creating a haze and a sludge that carpeted a large portion of the northwest side of the city. Exposure to this substance caused something known as the tox. It's began slowly, but it's cellular degeneration, basically, if exposed to this for long enough. Like your cells start breaking down, it's bad. Usually it starts internally. It was a pretty nasty accident. A lot of people died in a very gruesome way. But thanks to a lot of decent doctors in the city, they were working alongside Rafael. They were able to basically cut away the cellular damage stuff and replace it with cybernetics. It's
Right.
where most of the driving force of this technology came from, was
It
helping these
jump-started it.
people.
Right.
So I think when we hear, number 1 SciTech Drive, like, hey, hang on, isn't that? And then I give probably everyone, like, we probably give each other looks as, okay, most of us come to realize it. I leave it.
Yeah, Theon's thinking about immortal brains in jars.
Yep.
I still think that's like a cyberpunk trope. There's not enough of. That's usually like body swapping. But I like the idea of like plug and play brain into different body. It's a stupid, silly thing you gotta move around.
It's almost transhumanism, but you still have the brain part.
It's comic transhumanism.
Yes.
Where the comic part is the glass brain case that you have to move to the next thing.
Yep.
Like a pink thing with soup in it.
But yeah, so you guys talk amongst yourselves for a while.
Ryland is
if
nervous
you'd like.
the whole time. He knows about that.
Does Nicholas have any family?
No, that was the big news. Basically, he got dragged into the thing because his wife and son died from this.
Oh.
Okay.
I wonder what he wants us for.
He sounds like a supervillain.
He sounds.
I mean,
Reclusive, cybernetic genius came
It's
to
one or the
prominence
other,
after
superhero or
family
supervillain.
died in tragic industrial accident.
That is literally
previously-
Batman's story with
Yeah.
very few changes.
Yeah.
But it's also
Previously the head of his field, now lives in Hermitage in his cyber castle. Dr. Cybernetic or whatever.
Well, we know that he's one-
Cybertronium.
Okay.
No, there's no Dr. Cybertronium.
Wants to
No.
hire us? He wants to hire us. How much should we ask for?
Everything. Ask for everything.
Yeah. All
I
of
mean,
it.
I'm not prepared for.
Cover the rent with this case.
Ooh, what if he takes us on as he's like our investor?
No. We set him up with a retainer. He calls us anytime he needs investigating done, but he pays us all of the time.
Yeah, we're always on call for him. That could work.
Yeah, there's a monthly fee. You want to find out what your waiter did for breakfast yesterday? You call us, we find out.
Let's see what he wants first.
That's fair. I will also accept getting paid in cybernetic upgrades. That shit is dope.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'd like something to maybe pay the rent first.
You could get a cybernetic upgrade. That's a house. You sit down, you hit a button, and it's like a little box that comes around you. It's called the Porterhouse 9000.
Yeah, but you can't really have
I
people
think that
over.
was marketed. I think that was perhaps recalled because people kept using it in public transit areas.
You kind of become the house. Like your brain
Yeah,
is held in a cyberspace limbo where they
Well-
simulate dreams and advertisements to you.
I mean, that's true, but it does come with a solar panel roof. So, like,
You
if you
charge
sit
your cell
outside,
phone.
you charge yourself.
Yeah.
I could use that.
I don't think I have anything else with substance want to do.
Yeah,
We'll just wait till we get there.
Okay. Yeah.
You get extra hands. You get 2 sets on each wrist.
That seems useless. It's just an extra hand that's right
That's called
here.
the Grievous upgrade. The Grievous upgrade's the best.
But it's not arms. As you said, it's not even extra
Your
wrists.
arms
It's just
split
hands, the
or
same
flying
wrist,
body.
so they don't even move independently.
Well, I assume that if you're having hands, there's going to be one like facing different directions, so
Well,
it's
one's
easier.
attached to your radius, one's attached to your
Right.
ulna, so
Go
they
the
can
other way.
split like a weird mantis.
All right.
Anyways,
We've just proved you people will never be in charge of R&D at SciTech.
you just
What are
invent
they
100
making?
ways.
Some kind of monster.
You invent 100 ways not to give cybernetic arms. Not one way
book.
to. Okay.
Let's see if this will actually go. Come on, do it. There we go. Boom. You pull up
Picture.
to a rather brutalist house.
Yeah, the most brutal.
Speaking of Cyber Castle, yeah, that thing is a fortress.
Jeez. You sure his family died in an industrial accident and not falling off the roof?
God, I love how it looks like there should be porches, but there are 0 porches on that house.
There's just
It's
it's-
all just
it's a
plate glass
watchtower.
window.
And
Oh my
according
God.
to the label on the picture, I assume it's not there in the fiction. I see library entrance. So this is a library in real
Mhm.
life.
Library?
This kind of building looks really cool, but cannot exist without climate control because all of the windows
yeah.
on all of the sides and the stacked flat concrete roof. This is a furnace if there's not an AC system.
Yeah.
But yeah, you drive through some gates that open as the car approaches up to the base of this monolithic brutalist mansion. The car comes to a stop just in front of where there are steps going up to the main door in the base of that building. And the door opens up. The driver's like, "We have arrived."
Get out.
Thank you, driver. Yeah. Guess there's no
I'm gonna
tip.
call you D-Man because you're the driver, man.
I left a tip in the cup holder.
User preference updated. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
You see like an iris close around the cup holder with the tip in it.
Now, does he get the tip, or does the person who made him get the tip?
I don't think AIs have rights yet, says Ryland as he steps out.
Well,
Well,
AI
the
is made
question
out of
really
brains.
is whether or not he's sentient.
Castle definitely has a subterranean entrance we could exploit.
Why-
Bat cave.
I'm just thinking like a cellar door.
As Rylan steps outside of the car, he looks for someone who you assumes is there to greet him, because then there's going to be staff, which then gives you to the... He's like, okay, when I was rich, this was the process that happened. There's probably 3 people we get handed over to one after another, and then we get to this guy.
Yeah. So you don't notice any activity at the door quite yet, but you do notice another car coming up the driveway.
It looks the same or similar to this one.
No, this one's a bit older model. Nowhere near as sleek looking. Looks rather utilitarian. As it gets closer, you recognize it as city issue. It's like a cop car, but not with no CPD or anything on it. It's a higher up, part of the
it's
motor
just the
pool.
city government car. It has
Yeah.
the yellow plate.
And then it pulls up right behind where your car stopped. Two men get out, both wearing suits, but not the best fitting suits, with trench coats and hats on.
So they have their badge on the chain.
One of them does, yeah.
I'm just trying to pick
Now,
up
are
on the
these
tropes.
hats- Now, are these hats appropriate fedoras? Or...
I mean, they have
One of them is wearing a bowler
Mm,
Oh
okay.
no.
because he's that guy in the office,
Uh,
I'm gonna be different.
I need something to make me stand out. Everything else about these just boring. I have the other hat.
Yeah, the guy in the bowler has like long mutton chops going down the sides of his face. Sort of a nose that you can tell has been broken once or twice.
Yeah.
Rather crooked. Yeah, not the best looking guy in the world. Looks like he's been around a bit, The other one, the one wearing the fedora, very clean shaven, close cropped hair. Even though his suit is a bit cheaper, Ryland, you'd notice that. He seems to be trying to wear it as best as he can.
Okay.
He put some thought into his presentation. And they both look over and say, and the clean shaven one says, didn't know there'd be others.
Your competition.
This who do you represent?
He pulls out a billfold and opens it up, shows you his badge, CPD, and tells you his name is Darian Sanchez, detective. And he points to the other guy and says, "This is my partner, Rocco."
Okay.
And Darian looks at you all and says, "So, why are you here?"
You were asked to come here.
Car.
Just arrived. They sent a car for us. Golden Goose Detectives.
Golden.
Not
He, like-
CPD. We're private detectives.
Yeah, Rocco just starts chuckling a little bit under his breath. He's like, "They brought in the private dicks. Wonderful.
Oh, well, they
You
brought
have any
Dr.
idea what's
Watson.
going on? Yeah.
None.
We're looking for the
That's
cellar.
why we're here.
Oh, good. And they don't know nothing either. That's great.
Just got here.
Okay.
Should we head inside, I guess? Find out together?
Yeah, sure. You lead the way. And as you begin ascending the steps, you hear another car approaching. This one seemed.
I
Go
don't.
ahead.
I don't stop walking, but I watch as I continue walking.
Yeah. So as you.
This is getting out of hand. Now there's 2 of them.
We're quickly coming to the clue level of participants in this game of investigation.
Mhm. Flames, flames, flames.
We're locked in there, and there's been a murder.
Yeah, there's a black SUV, very well polished. Doesn't even seem to have dust on it. Comes up, stops behind the other two cars. Out gets a single man. Very, very nice suit. Obvious bulge underneath the shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going there.
I didn't know you didn't finish the sentence.
It was the pause after obvious.
Yeah, sorry.
bulge.
Yeah.
I was watching the gesturing and understood.
Sorry.
I'm just
Been
12.
a long week, folks.
Yeah. Fine.
But yeah, obvious bulge under the shoulder. Like he gets out, and you can the suit is cut to his form and not meant to, not show the gun that he's carrying. Grabs a briefcase and hauls it out of the car. Begins walking up, and then takes a different kind of badge out and stuffs it in his lapel, so it's sort of hanging off of his chest. Any of you familiar with Balefire corporate security?
I might be slightly.
Yeah.
Not.
same.
Yeah. They might have
they
been
work-
hired
do they work
occasionally
for
by
Blue?
my parents.
Balefire is a subsidiary of Equinox, the huge mega corporation, but Balefire sort of stands on its own as private security for corporations.
We need to
They
get
are
badges.
basically a privatized army within the city.
Okay.
And this guy looks to be at least a representative of some type of them.
And it's only him.
Only him.
Okay. One of these
At
things
least we're
is
still
not like the
outnumbered.
others.
So I asked down, "Are you here for the same reason we are?"
He sort of smiles. He's like, "That depends. Why are you here?"
First.
I got a phone call. Boss said I had to meet up with Rafael.
Same.
I think Ryland looks at you like, no, I didn't, but quietly. And
Yeah, he comes up. He like smile on his face, walks right up to you, Fiona. He's like, "Dex Ballard," and he just puts his hand out.
I look at it for a sec and then limply, like,
Yeah, he like shakes your hand with enthusiasm.
he's
Uh,
another Ryland.
I want to make him less effective. I would like to take this corporate
You're gonna
boot
take
block
his
away
luck.
from this handshake.
You're going to inflict a status upon him while you shake hands with him,
Yes.
Unlucky.
just because he's a like
He's a
socially
rent-a-cop.
forward person.
He's a rent-a-cop. He's sent here by the corporations to take our, like, we're trying to do a thing, and they're trying to step on our investigation company by sending this big corporate team with its fancy corporate briefcase and all of its fancy corporate investigative techniques.
Resources and
It is
support
resources.
staff
His-
and
his
accountants.
unlimited resources.
His
and his
expense
fine
account.
cut suit.
Ooh, a car he doesn't have to drive 40 hours a week delivering pizzas to pay for.
Company
Ooh, look at
insurance.
you, fancy investigator.
Dental,
Yeah, no, I'm
dental coverage.
knocking him down to our level.
All right, I'm down with it. You want to
Just cursing with bad luck.
screw with Dex? Sure.
I bet he doesn't even have a copay.
Yeah.
I bet he has an assistant. Say with my own assistant.
Yeah, your assistant intern.
Yeah.
Flashes
So,
back
yeah.
to the
So-
days where I was that assistant.
So I mean, yeah, you can change the game. That's sort of your jam.
I'm gonna
You
change
can
the
give a-
game. I'm gonna, during my introduction, that he can cross-reference with his super spy glasses, but he's not gonna find anything except for an old MySpace page. He will, yeah, and I got 2 power. That's it. We're gonna change the game. Ooh,
All right, that's a 9.
yeah.
So yeah, you get 2 juice that you can spend on any of those effects.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a story tag for Corpo Luck, and then he's gonna have a status unlucky 1.
Okay, yeah. So you're taking his luck for yourself.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I have a
Alright.
juice. I have a story tag I can spend, and he has a status he can deal with.
Nice. Okay. So he has the status of unlucky 1. Oh yeah, he doesn't notice anything out of the ordinary.
So, do any of you know if there's anyone else we should be waiting for?
Yeah, is this the full
Uh,
roster?
Yeah, once you're all like standing in front of the door, the doors and begin to open silently, no creaking. It's not a spooky old house. It's a
It's a
well-oiled
cyber house.
machine.
There's the whirring of the motors. And pulls the
Everything
door
is like
open.
way
No,
too
it's
quiet.
whisper quiet.
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
whisper
that's
quiet.
worse.
Yeah.
I was expecting like a song and dance routine with maybe some like little orange people, but you know what? This is fine.
I
And-
turn to our accompaniment and I say, "After you."
Yeah, you notice the floors are almost a mirror polish of it's like a black marble almost. It's very dark. But as you look inside, you begin seeing LED lights lighting up and showing you a path.
Is the furniture sufficiently brutalist, like poured concrete table that's kind of connected to the floor, or is it more steel based? What's the furniture situation?
The furniture, it's more of a furniture by connects. You know, like it's
Okay.
like the riveted steel. You know.
All right.
I think Rylan just starts walking. It doesn't have to be first, but if everyone else pauses, he'll start heading forward.
Yeah, so,
Heading
yeah.
forward, looking down the side halls, seeing what can be
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
same
don't-
voice. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know if I need to roll for it, but Fion's gonna take out a disposable camera and start snapping pictures during our entrance monologue here.
Okay. So yeah, as you come in, the familiar voice rings out from various speakers placed around. Welcome to One Tech Drive. Please follow the lights. Flash photography is strictly prohibited.
Beyond.
D-man!
Put the camera in my pocket. We'll get back to this later.
Just turn off the flash.
But yeah, the welcoming voice guides you through. Please enjoy the sitting room, and the doors open up. There's a very finely appointed a room with a fireplace that breathes to life as soon as you walk in. Low lighting. There's bookshelves cover most of the walls. There's about 4 different couches arranged in a conversation pit, and several fully stocked bars. The 2 cops immediately walk over and begin pouring whiskey, while Dex walks over, sits down on the couch, puts his briefcase down, opens it up, and begins pulling files out and getting, prepared.
You'll notice one of his big pens exploded and got it on the edge of a file.
Yeah,
It stains his
pulls
nice
out the
suit.
last one, and he's like looks at his fingers. He's got ink on him. He's like, "Damn it!"
I
He
think-
takes this. takes his handkerchief out, begins trying to wipe the ink off the back of the manila folder.
Driver, are there any snacks?
There's the quiet for a minute. Oh, you're referring to me. I'm Porter, sir.
Porter. I see.
P-Man!
Are there any snacks?
Yeah, as he says, just one moment, and there's another double set of doors on the west side of the room that open up, and a self-propelled cart comes in, full of snacks.
Okay.
There's it seems like okay, you're a rich person. You can tell that a rich person thought that this was poor people food and put it on there for you.
Okay. Ryland was hoping to get some of his like ridiculously fancy orders that
They're like bougie Cheetos.
Yeah, exactly. Like these crisps. Let's give them a fancy bowl of these.
Yeah.
So for some reason they decided to add scallions just like chopped on top of the cheese crisps.
Yeah. How long of a wait
Cheetos and
is
scallions.
this time in the sitting room? Is it just like a brief period of time?
About half an hour.
All right. At some point during that, Fion's gonna try to enable discotheque mode for the sitting room. See if I get the flashing lights and music going.
To hear over
You're
like
so
screwing with the
high-class.
control panel next to the door, like playing with the lights, like
It's probably the
different color
fireplace.
LEDs.
If it's a fake
fire.
fireplace, it turns into a disco ball or something.
Yeah, at one point the fire goes begins like almost raging out of control, and then you put it back down to
Back down, yeah.
It's probably
I'm looking through my... Oh.
I was going to say, it's probably a good time to go to a break if we want to think about what
Yeah.
we want to do.
Yeah.
And then come back and have the...
We'll come
waiting
back
scene.
and
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, you're milling about smartly.
Yeah, I was
and
gonna look through my goggles, but we could do that when we come back.
Yep,
Yeah.
we'll be back in just a few minutes. I can't.
I can't.
I mean, we have
You
bread,
can.
but I'd have to like toast it because this kind of cheese wouldn't go well with non-toasted bread. Also, it's frozen.
I want some bread. That's always good.
It's pretty good.
is this live? We having this conversation live?
Talking about bread.
Yeah,
Are we-
this
I had
cheese
a
is
bread
okay.
bowl. I had a soup bread bowl thing.
It's like-
and they're always disappointing because
Yeah.
it's always too soaked in, or there's way too much bread.
You can't
not
eat
a-
those not in the restaurant either. Like you can't like order it as takeaway because
Oh, I
by the
got it
time
for
it gets
takeaway
home-
too. It was not the best plan. Like
Yeah.
I imagine the snacks in the place, like, again, it's what you think poor people food is. So they went to the gourmet cheese shop and bought, like, cheap cheddar at the gourmet food shop, so it's still relatively nice cheese.
It's real
Yeah,
cheddar.
it's low end, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Precisely.
But yeah, so
I think you guys are
I
going
wanted
to
to-
be up to some stuff.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to look through my AR goggles to see, like, this is Cyber HQ, right? Like, this is Willy Wonka's Cyberman house. I want to see if there's any weird AR shit in here.
Yeah, so you flip on your AR goggles, the entire room sort of shifts and sways and becomes a little different. All those books on the wall are now highlightable, and you can read them from the comfort of your own chair. There is the panel that Fion was currently monkeying with is now under your control.
Yes.
There are several options that you can ring for. There's maid and butler. There's a sub menu off of the maid that goes into food you can order.
Is it all fancy food?
I mean, it's a long list. There's a searchable index.
Oh my god.
I'm assuming it has registered all of the ingredients in the kitchen, and then it has cross-referenced that to its recipe book, and then it gives you the things that are available based on the ingredients.
Yeah.
So Atari like puts his goggles on, his mouth goes open, and he goes,
Come with me, and you'll be.
and he just orders like some good ass Japanese food. He puts like he goes,
Fion, what do you want to do, Fion? What are you messing with the panel?
Something with potatoes and salt and malt vinegar. Usually they're fried.
You know what
I
I
ordered one of
want,
those.
says Ryland? I want to see what happens when we order a pizza from here.
That's an amazing idea. I'm gonna search the index for pizza.
Find one with goat cheese.
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
I order a goat cheese pizza.
With
Fion,
balsamic.
your pocket begins vibrating as your mobile springs to life. Competitor order detected.
There's a kind of a clause in my contract.
Yeah, it comes up with scripting to sell your pizza.
Yeah, find them and make them cancel the order.
You know, I see they start reading off the phone. You know, goats will eat anything. You know that anything gets into the cheese. Do you know what's not in? Do you know what cheese doesn't have anything? $5 pizza now. $5 pizza now's cheese is certified
Not
real.
anything. It doesn't have anything in it.
You said you wanted
real,
goat
but
cheese.
the real is a copyrighted.
Yeah,
word.
Yeah.
It has
Real
an E at the end of it.
copyright.
REALE.
For really real.
So yeah, after you finish that spiel, you see a little text box pop up on your phone. Clause 97A satisfied. So you're not in breach of contract.
Yeah.
I think Ryland's gonna talk to Dex, I think. As he's interested in both of these guys, but I think Dex is the most interesting. So I think Ryland kind of like, yeah, awkwardly walks up to him and starts conversation, probably with, so how's life at Balefire?
It's a great job, real stressful. But you know, but we do good things. We keep people safe. That's the important thing.
Agreed with that. Did you get? Well, I don't think Ryland asked this. He would know. They don't really have any info. So he says, "You look like you've done this kind of onboard meetings a lot before."
Oh, this isn't onboard. This is a continuing investigation. I've been interfacing with Mr. Rafael for 4 weeks now.
Oh, okay. This is me and those two just got called in here today, so we're not sure. Do you know what's up?
Yeah. He like shuffles his files and like hands you one.
Yeah. Ryland opens it up.
Yeah, I'm surprised you hadn't heard.
Read over your shoulder.
It's a missing persons case. CEO of SciTech went missing about a month and a half back.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that on the news. I guess still not much turned up.
Yeah, dead ends all around. Personally, I think the guy just got fed up and left, but you know.
That's not the first time that's happened. He's like switching who he's looking at. Nicole, you said you were also here?
I'm just reading over your shoulder when he pulled out files there.
I think I just like hand you the file and you can look at it while I talk to Dex.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so the file's a brief dossier on a man named Benton Gaines.
Okay.
Wait, I thought the old guy was the CEO.
No, the old guy like founded the company, like ran it.
Oh, okay. So he's killing off his successors.
That makes complete sense. Are we just going off the it's always the client now?
Yeah, see, yeah, that's why I shouldn't have done that as the first case, because you're all just going to shoot the people that are going to pay you now.
Always shoot first.
The solo doctrine.
So I think Ryland starts just asking Dex. Oh, I didn't write down Dex's name. Put that in. Okay.
Dex Ballard?
Dex Ballard, yep.
He starts asking him questions. I think Ryland wants to... I think just get a handle on the situation. He really just wants to get an introduction to see what they've investigated so far. I don't think he's after anything. He isn't being anything insidious. He's not like really doing this as an investigation minded. He just more wants to like, let's get to know this guy and also get to know the case. There's no underlying motive beyond just that.
Okay. Yeah, so Dex is more than happy to like talk shop with you. Yeah, he goes over what they know about the case. Like the guy disappeared about 6 weeks back. At first, the first 2 weeks it was just handled internally. Then Balefire was contacted to come in because Balefire couldn't find any promising leads. After about a week, they brought in the CPD. Now that's the official story. You've been keeping tabs on this in the newspapers. You would know that, you know, the story leaked, and that's why they brought in the CPD.
So the CPD has been there longer than us as well.
Yep,
Speaking of
looks
which,
like
what
it.
are they doing during this waiting time? Just drinking whiskey?
Yeah, drinking whiskey, and they seem to be like hovering over near the piano, like intentionally not mixing with you or
Okay.
Dex.
Okay.
So talking to themselves, eating chips. But yeah, it seems like Dex is more than happy to like help out. And during that conversation, he does say, you know, so what did you do to get put on the radar? Word is you were specifically requested for this.
I mean, Golden Goose handles weird, unsolvable cases, and we manage to sometimes get them solved. So I guess we're specialists. And he says that like in a not in an uncomfortable or it's new to him kind of thing. He's not trying to brag. And he says, we haven't done anything nearly this level, but we've gotten some stuff done. That said, I don't know, honestly, who could have put our a word in for us. And then he thinks to
Don't
himself,
be
at
so-
least I hope I don't know.
Don't be so modest. Like, we have done so many big things, and I'm going to list like as many things as I can possibly think of that don't actually fit anything.
We're such a good
Dex.
detective company. You have no idea.
Dex, this
Many people tell me we are the best detectives.
Dex, meet our managing director of investigations, Miss Nicole Dupressi.
And
He like
shake,
shakes her hand. Nice to meet you, Nicole.
which is definitely confusing. Yeah, never mind.
As you're
Likewise.
talking, by the way, there's about 6 carts worth of food that come wheeling in and stop in front of Atari.
I'll let you two talk. I'm just gonna grab. Do you want anything? And he like gestures to the like armada of carts.
Yeah, the train of carts that just came through the room.
Here is your goat cheese pizza, Fion.
Thank you.
Pick it up.
If you want to slice, you're welcome to it. Oh wait, you said Fion. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't remember ordering this, but I guess I did.
I mean, there's no pizza for everyone. It's a big pizza. It's like an 18-incher.
From
Like a
Fion's pocket,
size
you just
option.
hear, from Fion's pocket, you hear "market research initiated" and like a scanning sound as it scans
Just
the
a
other
submarine
pizza.
scan sound. 'Cause
They were
Fion's
very
gone out
much-
and changed it.
yeah.
So it's the submarine like boop, boop, like a radar sound as it scans everyone's.
There is definitely some stuff on that app that probably shouldn't be in the terms of service. But they are,
Always read the
and they were
EULA.
agreed to.
Oh, they're so long. You have to like sub-initial each category.
There's the initial each page, initial each different. Yeah.
Some reason for
Uh,
signing up for that company, you had to sign in blood. I don't know why.
Yeah, the-
It's kind of weird.
Stick your hand in the
Turns
box
out-
that pricks you is the.
Turns out Old Scratch actually runs the company, and that whole like Crossroads Demon thing was his previous gig.
Yeah,
Sold
sign
it.
this paper.
Couldn't go worse.
Congratulations, you's a pizza boy.
For life.
You
Okay.
and your
Only-
children. And your
Only
children.
one way out of this business.
Till 3 generations are pizza drivers, and then you can be free.
But hey, at least you get a car and some really good insurance.
And
And garlic
nearly
knots.
free pizza that you have to pay full price for it comes out of your paycheck.
Anyway, yeah, so you guys sit there talking for a while with Dex. And if you have any specific questions about that conversation, feel free to ask. But eventually, Dex makes a comment about, it's kind of weird that to bring some, no offense, amateurs in. This is a fairly high profile case. And you hear from the back of the room, they might do a shite sight better than you, as wheeling in.
Wheeling?
You hear the motorized whir of an electric wheelchair as
Oh,
it
he
comes
doesn't
in.
have Cyber.
That's
yeah,
the old X-Men
exoskeleton.
theme.
So, yeah, you see a very frail old man, probably weighs about 90 pounds, like, sitting in a chair. He's bent and crooked, and he's got, and the chair itself seems to have life support tubes feeding into him.
Horrifying. Great.
Yeah, it's not covered up that well. This is there's a reason he's a recluse, is because he looks like a fucking monster.
Like tubes coming out, and there's fluids.
Yeah.
One of them was
still-
cigar smoke.
Trach ring.
That was just like straight into the lung. It's just in and out.
But yeah, even in that frail form, you still feel a fairly commanding presence from this man. Like as he comes into the room, just barking at the ineptitudes of Balefire and the CPD, and the fact that he had to call in private investigators because they couldn't get the fucking job done. And another thing I'll tell you, if I'm paying for your corporate security, why in the Sam hell do I have to have these people here mopping up this mess? You should have had this. And he begins hyperventilating a little bit and pulls a mask down, takes a couple deep breaths. And, I'm sorry. And he looks over to the four of you assembled there. I believe introductions are in order.
You're who I aspire to be when I'm older.
Don't aspire to this. I haven't felt my ass in 10 years.
Neither have I.
Well, maybe you'll like the chair when I'm done with it.
Mr. Rafael, my name is Ryland Hunt.
I know what your name is. You know who I am?
Yes.
Good, sit down.
Okay.
I sit immediately.
Yeah.
I don't like, even if there's not a chair, Atari just sits like crisscross. This is like him meeting his idol.
Yeah. I said-
Introduction's over. I'm an old man. I don't have a lot of time. I'd like to get this done sometime tonight. He like parks his chair in front of the fireplace, so it's sort of glowing behind him, casting strange shadows off of the various tubes and nonsense that are plugged into him.
Cinematic.
It gives him a very looming look. Like it looks larger now for all the shadows. Ballard, you got any updates? So Ballard looks and says, we've been following the leads, tracking everything down. Look, we couldn't find anything on this guy. Like, squeaky clean. There's no trail. We don't know where he went. We've tracked down a couple of old girlfriends. They had nothing really to say about him. The guy didn't even have any hobbies. He just went to work every day. It's like, damn right he did. I trained him. That was the man that was going to take over my company and lead it. I don't have time to be training more proteges. I need him back. I need him back yesterday. Did you see the stock price? It's going through the damn floor.
Better than the wall.
Okay.
For the first time, Rafael seems to notice you, and he looks at you
with the whole
beyond, beyond and says, I was unaware there was a fourth with the Golden Goose Detective Agency. Who the fuck are you?
I drive the pizza car.
Looks over to Ryland. What the hell kind of crazy shit are you doing over there? That's no way to run a business, a pizza car. What are you subsidizing? You're a damn detective agency.
Ryland says... Ryland looks a bit, like, nervous, obviously, beyond the iron gaze of Mr. Rafael. He says, swallows out of nervousness and says, beyond there is part-time pizza driver and part-time detective. And he swallows again, like...
Cheers with my pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, he's holding up a slice of gourmet pizza.
Like the air tank.
This is what we've been reduced to, hiring part-time detectives.
Mm.
Well, shit. All right. You came highly recommended.
I have to ask,
So-
Mr. Rafael, by whom?
Oh, what was her name?
Is it the old lady? All old people.
I brace myself.
Yeah, there was an older woman. Well, not as old as me, obviously, but nice legs on her. Stone cold bitch she was, though.
Oh no.
Yeah, he names your mother.
Your
Okay.
mom recommended us.
Do we share the same last name?
Do you? That was my next question. What is your mother's name, and what's the connection there? Like,
I need to go get a...
Did you change your name when you were...
I don't think it's
Okay.
that cold. I don't think it's quite like, we're no longer related. But he was disowned. So I think they do share the same last name. Actually, I think it makes more sense if he has his father's last name, but when they got married, they didn't change names.
They didn't. Yeah.
So she has, yeah, he might not know that they're related, though he might, he's him, but just not from the names. So...
something suitably upper class like Cynthia or Marguerite.
Trying to think of what her background would. So I'm looking at Fantasy Name Generator. I'm like, there's so many possibilities. I'll just go
Yeah,
with-
there's no wasp name generator on there.
There's a Victorian name generator, so I'm gonna go with
Victorian.
Victorian where?
it just is Victorian.
England.
Victorian era. Victorian
Because-
I
era.
mean,
it's-
yeah,
Now I
but
want to know Victorian African name generator, or
yeah, it's a time period, not a
see,
place.
The problem is Victorian Africa. They didn't really care what their names were.
I was
They just
also
cared about
English.
where.
No, that's the same as the English one.
They did care that they named the falls after the queen. Everything else.
I'm talking more about the African people themselves. They didn't care what their names were. They just wanted their land.
They didn't want the Victorian ones.
Okay, I think the one I'm gonna go with. That looks right. I see one here, Hazel McKee.
Hazel McGee.
K.
Okay.
It sounds like a fake name.
It does sound like it's fine, but it does sound like obviously fake name on your driver's license when you're 17.
Old Hazel McGee.
Maybe your mom is so famous that saying is because of her. Like, oh, it's what's their face McGee.
Possibly. I'm putting that down as
That's
well.
right, Hazel. She was a shrewd negotiator, but we've worked together in the past, and I trust her judgment. She said you might be a good fit for this.
That's Hazel. She's she knows me well. He gives like his best fake grin he can. Let me get her name. There we go. So,
Of the New Devonshire McGees.
yeah.
Um,
Nicole, have you had a chance to look at the file in depth yet?
Probably. Yes.
Anything we should start with, or any questions you want to ask any of the people here? He's handing it to you as the best detective upcoming.
Wonderful.
Did he have any enemies? Where was
Yes,
the last place he was seen?
What is the title you gave, Nicole?
Managing Director of Investigations, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. So without being told that's your title, Rafael looks and says, yes, what does the Managing Director of Investigations have to add to this? It's like just dagger gaze, just staring at you, just waiting for an answer.
This guy's good.
I will direct a glare at you for that, because distractions right now are not helpful. Thank you very much.
Atari's just in awe of, like, this man is so crotchety and so mean to everyone, and they just let him do it. They just let him do it.
It's not the tech thing, it's literally just his personality that
It's
you
both.
revere.
It's the tech and the personality.
Well, you say that this guy's entire life was around his work, and that's what he was doing, so I assume that someone from that workplace is the reason that he's gone now. Can we maybe get access to the
Well, that kind of
company?
shit happens every day. You think we didn't run down those leads? It's a corporate world. People die every day, mostly above the 52nd floor. Hell, we had a body chute installed in the meeting room.
Oh, shit.
Is this RoboCop?
Oh, wait. Do I have a fake? What's my fake title again?
Oh, I have them all written down here. You are
Yes.
the Director of Cyber Information.
Yes.
Well, look, these other guys weren't able to find anything, so if we were going to find something new, we at least need to start from the beginning and check out what they were. It's not like we're going to magically find something amazing
She's right.
Like a book.
without doing
You
the
open the
earliest.
cover, you
So-
read the first page, you read the second page, you get to the ending, mystery solved.
We can't trust the files here by these people. And he like trying to look apologetic towards Dex. We need to start from scratch again. With the files, we'll go through them more quickly, but we need to make sure nothing was missed.
That's why I brought you in, a set of fresh eyes. He looks over at Nicole and says, and I like the cut of your jib. Don't take people talking down to you much, do you? That's how you get things done in this city.
I'd say so.
Good. You're hired. Get to work.
Raise my hand.
I think.
Old
What the
man?
hell do you want?
Yeah, Ryland is also looking at Theon.
if you had to put one of your robot fingers on it, what was your protege's, soft spot? Where how did you make him do what you want? What was his thing?
He's a greedy son of a bitch.
Money?
Money, power. You know what people
Kinda
in the city want.
Nicole, I assume
Kinda
there's a list
dull,
of the top competitors in the
but
file.
whatever. Okay.
Ryland
I'm
asks out
going to
loud.
assume so as well.
Yeah, I'm asking the GM by asking.
Yeah.
Ah.
So yeah, in the file, yeah, they did run down several, competitors. Cytec's in talks with acquisitions or for acquiring several smaller firms. That's sort of a constant state with them. Once some startup gets big enough, they just buy it. It all looks fairly standard. I mean, I don't know how involved you are in corporate politics, but yeah, it's nothing leaping out at you from what's in the files. And so the balefire file that you're reading through seems fairly well kept. Now there is another one that the cops begrudgingly hand over to you after Rafael berates them accordingly. And that one, there's a lot more incompletes, but matching the two together, you sort of get a story. Yeah, for all intents and purposes, Benton Gaines is the most boring person you've ever read about in a dossier. His schedule is pretty much the same. Up in the morning at 5 a.m., go for a run, come back to the apartment, take a shower, get dressed, go to the office, there till about 9 o'clock at night. Come home, go to bed, rinse and repeat.
Is the schedule like wall to wall, or is there like gaps?
I mean,
How scheduled is he?
there's obvious the business day, and you do have access to his executive diary as well. The business day is always varied, so there's like lunches and meetings and this, that, and the other
Yeah.
thing.
I think
But
Atari goes.
daily activity wise is pretty much cookie cutter, it seems.
Okay.
Is any of that stuff that the cops or the private security have, like digital stuff, like cameras?
There are links in the files to, because all the files are
Digital first, paper second.
well, they're paper, but with the AR goggles, you can they're
Yeah,
linked
like
up.
if there's a hyperlink in it, and then it
Yeah.
pops up on the goggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Atari.
that's all accessible to anyone with the file
Yeah.
and clearance.
So,
Now, Mr. Raphael, Atari Schaefer here, director of cyber information, huge fan.
Get to it, boy. I'm dying by the second.
Is this all of the cameras that were on our man throughout the whole time? Like, is there a point where we lose camera coverage of him and he disappears, or is it he goes to bed and then he's gone?
No, there's no. The inside of his house is not bugged in any way, shape, or form. So once he goes home, we have no tracking on him, aside from the cell phone and everything else. But I'm sure you're not naive enough to know that to not know that you can't be. We can track you at any point using the various technology.
And now, do we have access to those phones, or perhaps he had a personal computer, or a laptop?
Yes, you've been given complete access to every aspect of his life that the corporation controls.
So everything.
Yes.
Excellent.
Mr.
Now,
Raphael, how did you meet Benton Gaines originally? You said you were going to hand your company over to him. What made you make that choice?
I suppose he reminded me of myself. He was a young up-and-comer. Not too handy with the mechanics of the situation, but bit of a shark in the boardroom.
I wait, see if there's anything else he wants to say about why, because that is not sufficient reason for a man like this to pick someone in Ryland's mind.
Also, that doesn't match the boringness of the files as well. Up and comer and boring as anything do not.
Well, boring meaning that like there was nothing outside of work.
Yeah, very routine.
He wasn't like
you
a
know.
drug addict or something. Like he
He
didn't
didn't
go
have
parties.
fun. He didn't go on vacations. He didn't go see his mom every Sunday. He goes to work.
Mhm.
Work is his life, yeah.
Yeah, prodding him a little bit, I think. Yeah, Rafael will tell you that, you know, I met that boy at a very crucial time in my life. It was made apparent that I be outside of all of the contraptions that you see me hooked up to today, am very much mortal. One day I wouldn't be able to preside over the company that I had built with my own bare hands. And suddenly, this man that seemed very capable of managing my legacy was sat in front of me. I took him under my wing and taught him everything I know.
I'm going to do something blatant here. And Mr. Raffel, as far as you know or anything, he couldn't like do anything special, like I don't know, shoot fireballs or anything like that. I'm literally trying to catch if
So you're trying to gauge if he
he-
like knows what you're talking about, if he's awakened.
or if anyone, yeah, specifically him or anyone else in the room.
Yeah, so how do we gamify that? What move fits this?
Probably investigate, I think, but I could be wrong.
Go
Or
toe to
change-
toe, maybe?
Oh.
Yeah, because you're trying to catch him in a like logic trap.
Like he wouldn't
Yeah.
know what you're saying.
like reading a
unless
person.
He was awakened in some way, right?
Well,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
mention
But
the
also,
words.
if he is awakened and doesn't want to share it, then you have to catch him in the trap of admitting that he is without him knowing that he's admitting that he's doing it.
Mhm.
I feel like that'd be like investigate, wouldn't it?
I was saying go toe to toe makes
Puts us in
perfect
front of
sense.
everyone,
That's
yeah.
what I was trying to get at.
Get him to slip up.
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
also be sneak around. Sort of.
This does not
Yeah.
seem like
Attack
sneaking.
secretly
You're
or
just saying it out
deceptively.
loud.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
but
not.
she's-
Yeah.
Investigate doesn't really make sense for clues.
Yeah.
Sneaking around not so much. All right. Go toe to toe. It is.
Yeah, I think that
Engaging
fits.
The
martial arts.
most
and
powerful
close
man in the
quarters.
city.
Yeah, outshine others at a social gathering, gain the upper hand in a game, engage in a battle of wits. So that's what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's a one
Oh,
roll
drat it.
duel of wits.
Okay, and
So
this
this one will
isn't any
take
clues or
way
tags.
less.
Doesn't seem to matter.
No, this is just roll plus power. Yeah, to overcome someone or something in a struggle for control. So you're trying to control the conversation basically and lead it in a direction that'll give you some kind of glean on him.
Okay, and power in this case is just whatever tags we can come up with.
Yep, your tags.
All right. Gonna go with determined here. Strong sense of self. And unfortunately, none of my mystery tags are anything related to my mystery. So I'll stick with that, I think.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm just looking at your weakness tags to see if anything that I should throw at you. But no, I think you're good here.
Suspicious nature, possibly, considering who he is, but... Okay, rolling away.
Oh,
No. No.
So what did you say? Like shoot fireballs from his eyes?
Shoot fireballs or something like that.
Yeah.
Something about fireballs.
Yeah, I think Nicholas says, hell no, he wasn't much of a drinker, and fireball's some nasty stuff. I don't know why you'd bring up fireball shooters, but whatever. You have your own ways.
I give you a look. Yeah, Nicole. Like, not now. Well, I think, Mr. Rafael, that in order to continue this conversation, I would like it to be private between just the four of us. To the others, if that's okay. But he's mostly looking like for Rafael's permission, not the others' permission to leave, because they'll leave if he tells them to leave.
Hell, these morons have had a month and they ain't come up with shit. Get out.
I love this man.
All right.
Yeah, they it takes Dex a second to shuffle his papers together, and he doesn't seem to mind. This is part of his job.
Okay.
The cops, however, Rocco, as he walks out of the room, shoulder checks you a little bit, Rylan.
I'm not surprised. I think he just says, he lets out a hey, kind of, without even thinking, and then looks at them and then just shakes his head. Once they're gone, I think Ryland, when he's talking to specifically Nicholas Rafael, because of his persona, he's kind of trying, he always tries to mirror people. He's usually enthusiastic. This time, he's almost intentionally a lot more serious, or a lot more blunt and cynical than normal. I don't think this is him being his real self or anything like that, but this is just what he thinks Nicholas responds better to.
Mm-hmm.
So he says once they're gone, Mr. Rafael, we're not the authorities. We are under no exceptional obligation to follow them. So, this is your chance if you'd like to tell us any more information that you would not like city or corporate eyes knowing. And I want to try and convince him, if it makes sense to tell us more information that, he wouldn't have told them.
Yeah, definitely.
What isn't he saying?
Yeah, and this is him sizing you up, figuring out if you're, someone to be trusted with any secrets he may or may not have.
So is this convinced then, or toe-to-toe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Convinced.
All right. Eyes wide open. Good reputation in this case, do you think? I don't know if a good ethical reputation helps in this case.
In this case, yes, it would.
Okay. You wanted to help, Nicole?
Yeah, I'd love to give a help point. If it's just a matter of sizing us up, I'm going to,
okay.
try and look like we're ready for the job.
Yeah, what do you do to bolster this?
I have a nice suit. I fit in. I'm no poor person. Yep. Everyone
You're
knows.
not a pleb.
Yeah, can I help?
Can I accept multiple help?
Nicole was going to help. I believe it's just one help.
Okay.
You're right.
Do you have an idea for helping? Because I'm kind of out at the moment. Aside from very boring ones.
I mean, the idea for helping is just aiding in the conversational effort that no, everyone has something under the rug. You can. That's how these things go. You air it all out. You see where it all falls. You see where it all goes back together.
I mean, you could say something like, "What happened to our last client who didn't tell us stuff?" Without it being a threat. The
last client concealed all of this information, and it turns out she did it.
And she ended up dead, but that wasn't us. That was a police shootout because she didn't tell us things.
Yeah. If she just told us that she did the crime, she hired us to investigate, we would have never taken the case, and it would have all just been a total wash.
I see why that doesn't help.
Yeah, that last part doesn't help, but the part before it, yeah.
Yep.
All right, yeah, go ahead and roll your convince with help.
I think my last one, because you can never have too many tags built into this. my personality, part of it is I have obvious good intentions. Does he care about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, this is him sizing you up. So the more of your like personality that you use,
That's fair.
is going to,
I don't think mediator makes sense here. There's no conflict right now. So yeah, let's roll.
Just don't take chaos, and we'll be okay.
There we go.
Hey.
All right.
That includes the health.
So with a power of 5, you could inflict a tier 5 status on this guy if he doesn't
trust.
If he, okay,
Just
if he doesn't tell me everything,
Heart attack. He immediately dies.
I mean, yeah, a tier 5 status is enough to kill somebody.
Somebody in the life support wheels.
okay, if he doesn't go along with this, I've accidentally convinced him that we're the only trustworthy source in the city, like paranoid, basically. Tier 5 paranoid.
Tier 5 paranoid? All right. As if a reclusive billionaire
Doesn't
not
already
in a,
have-
Just
in a
like-
brutalist
yeah.
mansion. doesn't
Lethally
already have,
paranoid,
like, a
though.
three there.
Yeah, this is
He would
paranoid
then not
enough to kill
trust
someone.
himself.
So
Yeah.
So basically, if he doesn't go along with this, he's going to assume if for some reason
If
he
we're
breaks
not
this,
trustworthy,
and this is
no
binding.
one is. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not trustworthy, no one is. They must be out to get him too.
Yes.
Like it's all
I
to
don't.
get me.
Ryland is not intentionally doing this, but from a game perspective, yeah, totally.
Okay.
That yeah, if we're the last line, that means the security company covered it up. That means the cops covered it up.
Yep, they're clearly in cahoots, and if he doesn't trust us, maybe we are too. Everyone's out to get him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. In that case, realizing the alternative and firmly cementing your place as his go-to investigators on this, he reaches to the side of the wheelchair into a little compartment, pulls out a data chip, and sets it down in front of you.
Hand it to Atari.
I appreciate your trust. We will not abuse it.
Received this about 2 weeks back. There's some disturbing things on there, Mr. Hunt, that cannot come to light.
I look at Atari. You're not going to get hacked anytime soon, right? Even by
No.
corpos?
Not planning on it. If they try to, well, people have tried in the past.
I appreciate your discretion on this matter, and that data chip should not leave this establishment.
It will not.
For you, sir, I can guarantee it.
I hand it. If I take it, if he lets it, which I assume he does, and hand it to Atari.
I
Did
jack
bring
in.
Did I bring my Kindle? Can we check it out?
The chipless Kindle.
I assume like in my arm there's like a slot for data chips, right? If
Yeah,
I'm
of
like
course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, if I
Yeah,
have like hacker
so-
shit, I should be able to interface with SD cards.
Yeah, so
you
you,
have an SD card reader.
you slot it in, and yeah, you're going to need your AR goggles for this one.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
do.
Sync Sense chip.
Can you share it with us if we turn on our things, or how does that work?
Yeah.
You can stream it, yeah, but the thing is, it's a Sync Sense chip. You are going to be
It's
Oh, it's like a
experiencing
brain dance.
it's
from
a it's a
Cyberpunk?
brain dance where you
Yeah!
feel everything. So we would just be
Yeah.
seeing it, and you'd be feeling
Oh
it.
boy.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
get the
boy.
first person perspective, but like on our cracked iPhones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It like once Atari realizes that he goes,
Oh, I better sit down for this.
yeah.
I
so he'll
don't
do that.
think Ryland.
Just-
Is this popular enough that Ryland would have heard of this? Is this like a thing?
yeah, Sync Sense
Okay.
is a thing.
Okay, so he would know.
Do they have one for
Yeah.
like cooking programs?
I mean, they
That's
have
probably
this
a pretty good
complete
idea.
Stars Without Number seasons 1, 2, and 3. So
Oh,
yeah, there's
man,
probably
finally did
cooking
season 1.
programs and
Yeah.
Yeah. all kinds of media for it.
I mean, it's perfect for teaching how to play the piano. You just feel someone play the piano correctly. That I don't
You
know how
gain
that would.
muscle memory without having to do the
Yeah.
muscle memory.
On like job training,
It's
you
full
plug
on
into
I
the
know
old
kung fu.
McDonald's chip. It's like, this is what it feels like when you touch the burger wrong. Don't do this.
Don't do this. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to have someone actually do that.
Luckily, that's still cheaper than having
Still
several people
reading.
do that by accident.
Yeah, it
That's
says
what happens
no.
when you don't read your contract.
What happens is it says no employees were harmed during the making of this training video, and an asterisk says these people were not technically employees.
Yeah, they're technically
Contractors were
contractors.
Contracts terminated precisely the moment pain receptors began firing in the brain.
Yeah.
They knew what they signed.
Okay, yeah. So I send out the streamable link, and
Hmm.
I do it. I sit down,
All right.
plug in the goggles, plug in the chip, and go for a ride.
Okay. So blackness for a second, and loading bar comes up, and
Carriage and a couple horses. There's people on the carriage.
Damn it! I love the Skyrim.
Oh, wrong one. Hold on.
sorry, I have another chip here. Hang on.
What was this technology called again?
Sync
Sync
sense.
Sync sense.
Sync sense.
Oops, not sunk.
Oh.
Sync sense.
Sync.
So sync meaning 5. Also,
Oh,
syncing up.
Also
I
syncing
get
up,
it.
and also reminds me of cinema a bit because of how it's spelled.
Mhm.
Also a play on Sixth Sense. The Fifth Sense, the cyber dimension. Yeah, 6 is the ghost field, 5 is the cyber dimension. I don't know what
so yeah,
7 is.
Maelstrom, probably psychic maelstrom.
So your
Okay.
vision begins to brighten. There's obviously a light. Vision's a little blurry, but it finally resolves into a dimly lit room. Looking around, you can see that on the walls are the soundproofing tiles.
Mm-hmm.
You can't move.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Then you look down and see that you're strapped to some kind of gurney, bed, something like that.
I'm in danger.
Yeah, there
So much danger.
the feeling of fear and adrenaline begins pumping through you as you experience what this person experienced. Yeah, eventually a door opens. A man enters. You recognize him from the dossier. It's Benton. Shirtless, wearing dress slacks. He's got a number of rather metal tattoos, like very, lots of skulls, knives, blood motif, snakes, that kind of crap.
Skulls with knives through them.
Yeah. Benton walks over. See, this is where I toe the line of, do I give the full in-depth description of what's about to happen or just an overarching view?
I think we figured out what's going to happen.
Overarching view is fine.
Yeah,
We-
okay.
We got the ominous.
No.
They're going to beat him up and then send you the chip of him getting beat up by.
No, it was
no,
Benton who
Not
walked
quite
through the
that.
door.
Benton is the guy who's missing. He's the guy
Yeah.
who's not trapped.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he has tattoos as well, which is obviously a terrible
Yeah.
sign.
Various things occur over the next several minutes involving ball gags and whips and those types of things.
Oh
Um,
no! Oh no!
And then the bladed objects begin coming out. We'll skip the torture, but it happens.
And from the sync
sync
sense, you can
sense-
feel this is not consensual.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Okay.
Torture
This is-
usually
this is-
isn't.
This is definitely not an agreed upon activity.
Okay.
No. This is a dark application of this lovely cooking show technology.
I told you, you guys are gonna do the cartoony shit. I'm gonna do the dark nonsense, and
did.
we're gonna see how it goes. The entire thing does culminate after, and you end up speeding it up, right? You fast forward.
I don't slow mo. I go,
Yeah.
oh, I'm in danger, and I hit the fast forward button.
Yeah.
Just scrub through the whole experience.
Yeah. After elapsed time about 3 hours.
Jesus.
So long. That's like a long movie.
Yeah. The end of the sync sense comes with the flash of a knife being driven into the chest. You feel it like you've just been stabbed in the heart, and you wake up at the end of the sync sense.
I thought I couldn't feel my butt before.
Pooped a little, didn't you?
A little bit. Yeah. And I fast forwarded too. Oh.
I think
Ryland's-
that's illegal to own.
It is illegal.
Even in the
Very
in the
illegal.
cyberpunk video game, which has very few laws, even again, like it's just killing people's whatever, that is still illegal to own.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Ryland's face
order
is
us
just
a round
pale.
of very, very strong drinks.
Yeah.
As you can see,
Rumplements.
there are several things that are very disturbing in that recording.
I'm aware I felt them.
Now, this is not a side of Benton that I was privy to at any point, but this chip was delivered with a note demanding fairly substantial chunk of change to keep it secret.
Are the
This was 2
tattoos
weeks
new?
ago, which was after both he disappeared and the story leaked.
Yeah, so 6 weeks ago he disappeared. About a week later, the story leaks. They bring in the CPD.
3 weeks after that, this arrives.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 weeks later, we're here now. So, but genuine question: are the tattoos new? Or are they from? Or were they known about previously?
I'm no connoisseur of the form of my underlings, but I had never noticed any ink or body modifications of any kind. Hey, he didn't even have cybernetics.
Those were pretty big.
Tari, can you get some screenshots of those specific tattoos? We might be able to find the artist.
Yeah, that streamable link should be like a temporary file that we could just scrub
Yeah, and
through
I
again.
hold up the Kindle. And I
Yeah, and we
drag
need
it
to
out the
make sure to
tattoo.
remove the face. We can't have it getting out.
I'll replace it with a smiley face just to make it a little more palatable.
Just like
That probably makes it
sticker.
creepier. But okay, you do you.
Yeah, it does make it creepier, but like what are you gonna put on there that doesn't make it creepy?
I was just gonna say crop the face, like just crop it neck
Then
down.
it's a black box. That's super creepy.
Okay.
Now, I have had 1 or 2 engineers go over this. That file has not been doctored in any way, shape, or form.
You've ever made one of these?
Made a sync sense? No.
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Fiona, is this relevant?
Well, you got to stick a big needle in the back of your skull to get up into the juicy part of the brain to get the signal out.
That's not how that works. No, it's
That's
purely
not how the force works.
it's purely an external contraption that you wear and record.
I thought you built it.
No, Sync Sense is another company, son.
No. You should have built that one. That one's pretty popular.
I will.
Fiona, why
take
don't you
that
order
under
another
advisement.
pizza?
Well, I was actually the line of questioning was about did he build the thing? Is the fact that this is the medium just to impress, or is the medium a specific point about the business? There was a reasoning to my dumb line of questioning.
That's fair. I don't think Ryland picked up on it.
Yeah, neither did Nicholas. He sort of looks over at Ryland and says, "Where the hell did you get this person?"
He helped us on a number of cases. Each time, I guess I would call him a good luck charm. Despite everything, he helps more than
No.
he intends to.
I've never been a proponent of. I've never been a proponent of charitable works, but it's nice that you're helping out the less fortunate.
He just nods and says, "Thank you, sir." Is there anything else you want to ask while we're here?
How many people have seen this?
You and 2 other engineers that will never be speaking of it. He just sort of lets that hang in the air.
I assume they took a trip down the chute.
It isn't our business. Now,
No, they were very well paid.
Where would he have time in his schedule for a 3-hour block?
have to be at
like
his house,
this?
possibly. Or somewhere else.
That's the mystery. Every tracking we have on him indicates that he never left that house at night.
Another option is
should-
that there might be 3-hour meetings in his very busy schedule. That might be this.
I suggest this
That's
course of
possible.
action. We go to his house. We go to his office. We take a couple of his meetings. We find where this spare time was.
How is he tracked with an implant?
No, he's completely organic. No implants of any kind. Old school.
So cell
So he
phone?
could,
Yeah, the
Car?
only tracking we have on him is his mobile and his car. All company issues, so completely legal to track.
And none of those are missing, I assume.
Data seems clear.
He was last seen heading home.
Last seen entering his house. He does have outside security cameras.
do we have
Did
those,
it
or
ever
do
seem
you not?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, you have access.
So he obviously had to leave somewhere.
Well, I wouldn't imagine he's hiding in the walls.
He could have a secret entrance. I assume you have one in here, sir.
It'd be dangerous to assume too many things around me, son.
I respect you.
We will search the house first. Search many other places afterwards. And I also think, keep note, that a tattoo artist is a good idea. As far as I'm aware, tattoos tend to be artist-specific people. So only one person, unless they are copying, made those.
Well, I wish you
Sir?
luck. Yes,
Did it ever seem odd to you that someone who was going to be inheriting a cybernetics company never wanted or had any sort of cybernetics in this world? I mean, did he have any conscientious objections that you knew of, or?
I just didn't need him. Never
Not
had a
even
use
for
for him.
fun.
Pardon?
It's,
No,
he's
not
like,
even for fun.
he said he never had a use for him. Didn't see any reason to improve what was already working.
And yet he was going to be taking over a company where the entire point was to market these things that he didn't see the point of.
I
don't
think
think he had any personal
Completely.
objections,
some.
but
Oh yeah, you go ahead.
it would just not in his personality to have them. I mean, it's a choice we all make.
The owner of a restaurant does not only eat from their own restaurant.
Yeah, but they gotta eat sometime. Like at one point, they eat from the restaurant. Maybe not every day. Cybernetic
metaphor.
guy. He should have a robot finger or two.
I
Just
think
get
we're
the point
getting caught in
across.
the cyber weeds.
Well, let's begin our investigation. I have one request. I look to Fionn, half apologetically. May we make use of one of those cars while we investigate?
Driver will be at your disposal.
Thank you.
Man.
Yeah, he like spins his chair and starts pushing out of the room. And over his shoulder, he just yells, "Porter, make sure they have all the appropriate documentation to do what they need." And yeah, out the door he goes. The door is closed behind him. Soon after, another self-propelled cart comes in. There's keys, Benton's cell phone, just all the stuff that you're gonna need that he promised you.
Okay.
Let's go to the apartment first, because that seems like the place he has the most alone time.
Agreed.
Also, the place he was last seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
on our
office
way.
should be on this list too.
Yeah.
And we should probably bug the house.
Mhm.
Fionn, your phone had that, like, sonar function, right?
Yeah.
Do you
Market
think
research
that
boat.
you could... If there are any hidden rooms, Atari, do you think you could use that function to find them?
Well,
You know.
it would depend on if it's like actually like sonar or something, or is it
It
like
just
pizza
senses-
sonar?
It senses latent conversation that could be nudged in the direction of a product that is then calculated, and I get a readout that says the product they're most likely to buy from our menu, and I'm supposed to subtly work it into conversation. But I guess the
That
same
sounds-
application could be used to find rooms that need pizza that do not currently have pizza in them.
Also, if there are any pepperoni in said room, it will ping.
That
Did I see any
sounds
pepperoni
terrifying,
in the weird,
but useful
in the
here.
weird torture?
This is
Yeah,
that's
halfway through the torture, he stopped and had a fucking pizza.
Listen, man, torture. You gotta.
you have to eat
with
pizza in
torture.
front of someone without letting them have any.
Yeah.
That's
You
one
need,
of the
you need
torture
those
calories up.
carbs. You need those carbs.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the way over, Atari's just like combing through. He's like working the hardest he's ever worked on a case.
Yeah, I think Ryland is relaxing in the car and just thinking to himself on our way.
So it doesn't take you too long to get to Gaines's house. It's still in Waterside Heights, like still in the rich district. Not as nice of a place. Nowhere near as brutalist. It's a simple mansion with 3 pools.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots
Only
of
one waterfall.
yeah, lots of glass on the walls, like you can see through the entire house. As you're coming up, it's nicely lit inside. You can see like a piano in the second floor and in like the living area, in that bay window there. Yeah, it looks nice.
That's Gatari. Is there any way to get the cameras from across the street to look into this house? Because you can see straight through it. I can see the pool back there.
I assume if we throw some weight around, we could probably.
If they gave us anything, it would probably be doctored.
Now, there's the nearest house wouldn't really have, like, this is set way back in the property.
Oh,
right?
Oh,
Like,
it has
there-
a yard.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's
never
an
mind.
estate.
All right.
So it's not just like the weird glass house on the street.
No,
It's a
no, this
5-minute
is
drive from
like,
driveway.
yeah, the driveway goes a bit up, and yeah, there's like hedges all around,
And
for
then
privacy.
he would have staff, something like this.
maybe robot staff like the other guy.
Could be. But this guy might be more people oriented.
Hmm.
I think we go up and ring the doorbell or let ourselves in. What do you think?
Let ourselves in. We have keys.
Yeah, if we have keys.
Let ourselves in.
Yeah. So you put the keys in, unlock the door, open it. There's a voice you hear that says, "Welcome, registered guests."
Thank you. What
And,
should
you
I
know,
call you? Host?
I am Melinda.
Melinda with an M?
Melinda, yes.
I asked Melinda, how many secret rooms are in this house?
She's not gonna tell us that.
Not if we're a guest.
The definition of a secret room, and she like rattles off the Wikipedia entry of secret rooms. Like she just
I'm
didn't
sorry,
understand.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
What was the missing guy's name again? It started with a B.
Benton Gaines.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right, I got one more secret room tacked. Melinda,
I-
open all of the doors. I look for bookcases that swing open.
Complying, and like you hear the garage door begin opening, the front door opens and sort of hits you in the back as it swings open. You hear cabinets opening in the kitchen. Yeah, several sliding glass doors.
Yeah. Keep an
Perfect.
eye
It
out.
gets immediately colder in the house.
Keep an eye out for bookcases that have swung open.
I'm gonna hack the house. So just give me like 20
Alright.
minutes.
Why don't the rest of us do a sweep?
Okay.
I'm gonna hack the house. He's
Yeah. As soon as there's an AI, just hack it.
It's an AI who
VI,
says
probably.
welcome.
It's a VI.
users."
It's definitely VI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Says
so is
welcome.
the driving car, by the way. Like there is no
Yeah.
true AI.
That's right.
here.
Yeah.
It's the modern definition of AI, which is to say
Yeah.
very loose.
It is an artificial intelligence.
It is,
It is
yes.
not artificially intelligent.
It is not sentient. Yeah, so I think we're all investigating a different way. Well, 3 of us in one way. Are we all sweeping?
Yeah, wandering through the house.
Yeah.
Mostly looking for swung open bookcases, but wandering through the house.
Wanting to get a sense of the personality of this guy besides boring and work obsessed and torturer?
I mean,
Torture
But you
murderer.
know-
I mean, everybody
Well-
has a hobby.
Yeah, look for a cult of forgotten god. Look for a pile of skulls.
Magical staff, weird
Yeah,
books
magic
on the
staff.
bookshelf,
Yeah.
or any books
Any-
with fake covers that are actually a different book.
Yeah.
or
Any
speak-
rooms covered in religious iconography or you know,
Altars,
The one
stone
room in the house
altars.
that's covered in blood at all times.
any Necronomicons. Just make sure you
Yeah.
don't read the Latin out of it, or if you do, read it correctly.
Read it in a different language.
Oh yeah,
Listen
we should look for like magical circles carved into the ground.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
ominous chanting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Standard.
I thought that was
detective.
just the background music.
Oh, sorry, 4 guys walk out that were just chanting in the corner.
Three white robed individuals come out with large tomes. No.
It's just for feng shui. Okay. Which
Well,
investigate do we want to
you were
do
hired
first?
to do the Gregorian chant on every Thursday in the kitchen. It's
Well, I think it's not necessarily an investigate for Atari, is it?
I mean, it could be. I'm basically wanting to hack the house to see things like registered users, what they have access to,
If the AI can hear us, the AI has microphones everywhere, which means the AI can hear what happened.
microphones. Yeah. So
I
it's an
think it-
investigate, I think.
I
But
think
to
you're actually
get
going toe to
access
toe.
to the systems
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
We don't have access yet to that.
That is fair.
Yeah, you're going toe to toe.
Yeah, toe to toe, and then you investigate from what you get access to.
Yeah, and then we can investigate after that, because if you trigger an alarm, we're not going to get our investigation done.
It's fair.
Wait till the turrets come
Um,
out, because a place like this might have turrets.
It would definitely have turrets. The shitty thing is the thing I took for my relic when I roll toe to toe with any tags from my and I use tags for my relic, it counts as dynamite. But I don't know if I can put werewolf, savage, fur coat, or more beast than man for hacking.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound like it.
No. All right. So
Unless you're being
If
a
you had more
very
house
savage
than
hacker
man.
against the AI, VI.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you-
ripping
you engage in a
wires.
flame war with the VI.
now with savage, could I like? It's less like a like a I
Less
guess
like a
less
smooth
like
hack
a
and more like a
like a
crippling
smooth
than
hack and more
completely.
like I'm trying to overwhelm the system to get in,
I mean, brute force.
like brute force.
I'm gonna
Have
say
you
no.
watched
Okay.
Nebula Jazz?
No, I've seen like the first episode, but
Okay.
I haven't watched it all the way
Jesse's character hacks things by literally ripping the wires randomly and somehow getting what he wants.
through.
That's a way to hack.
It's called hack. I think Hacker Jacker is the whole thing, and it's a whole like
Mhm.
joke profession that other people end up doing too.
Okay, I'm gonna do computers hacking, quick and effective. I'm using my AR goggles. Does my forearm data jack help me here?
If you stick your arm in the wall.
Yes, but
Okay.
yeah,
Yes, but the
Okay.
ice could. That means you might be more susceptible back.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
assume that's where the weakness tag jacked in comes in.
Yes, you are jacked into
Okay.
the house.
Would bioencoded help me here?
yes,
Okay.
that's a layer of defense.
True.
All right. So that is 6 power tags, 1 weakness tag. Can you invoke multiple weakness tags?
No,
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay.
there's a thing that said that.
All right.
Well, the thing is, you can. It's just it doesn't do anything, right? Why
don't
would you
get
want more than
attention.
That's fair. Go toe to toe. Okay, here we go. It's a 9.
Okay,
Wow.
so you choose one.
Oh man.
It's a
So
good. That
it's
would
a
be
good
status.
status.
Yeah.
But take something from them might be really good. In this case, which is like take all of their information.
Yeah, you can either take down the house, take the information you want, or don't get hit.
I think I want to get hit here, but I don't
So I'd
know.
say achieve your goal because you don't want to. The goal isn't to break down the house, but that's what that status would do. It would take down the.
But if the house has a status, is it then easier to like do shit to the house?
It doesn't make it
Yeah, but
easier
it's
for
a-
rolls.
So if you were to max out the status track for the house, it would be the same as achieving your goal, but you would have that the house would have that status. Basically, with a tier 5 status, you're going to shut down the AI or VI, I should say.
Okay.
Status does
Compromise?
whatever we want it
Yeah.
to.
Backdoor.
Yeah. I think I want to do that because then it's essentially like getting our goal, and then any countermeasures that are happen,
Yes.
they'd have to deal with that
If
tier.
the
right?
tier is high enough, which for 5 it probably is, then that's the same. It's just if it's not high enough, then
I mean,
if you
if the wall guns come out, then I could turn into a werewolf and rip them out.
sure.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna do a tier 5 status of compromised.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you compromise the integrity of the system. You have unfettered access. However, in the
Thank you, Chuck.
process, in the process, there's a number of defensive programs that flood your laptop with malware.
Got iced.
Yeah, you're gonna take status 3 powered down.
Oh. Well, I was using my forearm, so is it like my cybernetics?
Yes,
Not you are powered down, but like your cyberware, I think is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anytime you're gonna use your hacking ability with this status, you'd be at -3.
Ouch. That hurts.
It's top tier ice. I guess while that's happening, we're doing a physical look over everything.
Physical look arounds. Sure.
Yep. Maybe there are fortunate bookcases open. I don't know.
There's not. No, looking around the house, this place was designed by an executive decorator, right? There are no personal touches here.
Yeah. The books themselves were probably taken from like chosen from a specific.
Top 100 books.
He
Yeah.
filled out a
Yeah.
BuzzFeed quiz for like
category.
what personality do you want your house to give off about
Yeah,
you,
it's
and
an
it generated a
algorithm.
list of 100 different books that collectively give that exact impression, and
Mhm.
that's what's on the shelf.
Yeah, nothing about this house screams personal anything. It's all it's an IKEA showroom.
But those are pretty good.
Is the best way to describe it.
All right. What's in his bedroom? Does he have like an organized closet?
Yeah, standard bed, table. You look in his closet, it's about 7 different variations of the same suit, but a couple of each variation.
Okay.
Do they
Yeah, very
all look how-
organized. Shoes are nicely shined.
False bottom drawers or secret cabinets?
If you'd like to, let's see here.
I want to roll sweeping the
Yeah.
house into an
Yeah, if you
investigation
want
roll.
to, if you want to investigate, go for it.
Yeah.
Can I help? Let me see. I do not have help points, so no.
I have a help point and I can hand it off to you first. Help on sweeping the house.
I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna roll to change the game to help, basically, because I
There you
have.
go.
So, I'm going to use my metal sense and eyes wide open tags. I need to click set first. Set. Go. Metal set, eyes wide open. Change the game, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, metal sense to look for any weird wires that run behind things that shouldn't. Though I imagine in a place like this, that will be hard to notice.
Glass walls.
Everything's
Hard.
automated.
The interior walls are walls. Most of the exterior walls are glass.
Okay. I got an
Okay.
11. So I am going to create the story tag for 1. And thing here makes sense. I think I'm going to scale up the effect. While I'm sweeping, I'm also sweeping the grounds outside of the house, the yard, to see if there's any weird wires running through there, in case if there's in room the yard instead of just the house.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, status 1 is me helping. I guess the status would be called probably metal sense from me helping. That's probably the biggest
Yeah,
thing.
or the story tag of like Alicanto eyes we can add into the roll.
Yep. So you guys can use that.
Yeah, I'll give the help with, I think, the blush kit from earlier, just the fingerprint stuff. Is there anything that he was fiddling with more often? Was there maybe anybody else here?
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't.
All right.
Okay, so that's +2 from your cohorts.
Yeah, I'll
Fan.
take the eyeball information. I'll take the help. I've checked a few boxes. I'm gonna roll investigate as we sweep the house.
With a 9.
The always look out of place is like if anyone's looking at the house, there's someone like because it's a glass house. You just get I'm picturing the shot from outside the house of someone just pulling drawers open and stuff in a
Yeah,
very dramatic
if there's anyone
fashion,
who would
but
come
you can
by.
see it from the driveway. So like if you're standing in the driveway, you just see like sheets flying up and stuff from the house.
Yeah.
The nosy neighbor needs a drone to be able to peek on their neighbors because they're so far away, but they have it and they see.
Yeah, you clearly are not in the right place.
Someone has called the cops on us. This house is.
So we get through 3 clues. I think the first question is what is being hidden in this house?
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, I can choose one of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And that will be divulged later.
Excellent.
Okay.
Good.
So the question was, what's hidden in this house?
Yeah, what's being hidden here?
What's being hidden? So we get the whole search montage, and you do come up with a couple of things. There's a business card that just says Gora Roja on it. And at the A at the end has a red top hat, like hanging off the top corner of it. You do find, like, after you see that, you're like going through emails and stuff like that while investigating. If you come across his office, you do see an email from a friend talking about the wonderful meeting they had last night at the Gora Roja, and they'll have to go back sometime. It seems like they had a lot of fun. We should do that again. Trying to think of what else is in this house. Oh, of course you do come across, so underneath the bed, the bed, like, easily glides to one side and reveals a safe.
Yeah, okay.
Biometrics?
They would be, however, the door is currently not locked.
Yeah. What's in it?
In the safe, you see several adult toys.
Okay. Why it safe seems overkill, but you could
Yeah.
okay.
As well as a couple more sync sense chips. These just being more casual.
Are they labeled? Because I'm not plugging them in.
Yeah, I'm just saying on inspection, they are just
okay.
they are home movies.
Leave these in the safe. Just leave them in the safe.
Here's the problem. That might give us more clues as to how to find this Gora Roja, if it seems, because there's no address on the business card or anything, so they probably keep it hidden.
Nope.
Might need those.
Not it.
Rylan grabs them. I'll ask Atari to look them over later.
Jesus.
Not in person, just through the, like...
Just on an email!
I will just ask him
Review
not...
these for work.
No, he's learned his lesson. He's putting those on a laptop from now on.
Yes,
He's not
that's
plugging
all
them
I
right
need.
in.
You do not need to plug them into
passive
yourself.
view mode from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's fetishy stuff, but nothing, murdery.
Nothing like what we
Nothing
saw
like
last
that.
time.
This does answer this does answer part of the investigation. So that was his device that he made the threatening thing with.
Well,
there's also
this is
a
not
sense rig, a recording
my point
rig.
is it establishes
there is a recording rig there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It establishes a pattern of behavior that the sync sense is not a new thing. Because the thing we're going to catch him on is we find the thing that was added to the routine, the thing that's new, the thing that's different.
I want to go, actually, I go to Atari and I ask him for the chip as well. And I want to compare the physical models of the chip. Do they look like they're the same physical model? Like, does the USB stick look like it came from the same place, or are they different?
Oh, you mean like the media storage device itself? Like, it's the same?
The chips in the safe are the same. Does it look the same as the one that he was sent?
They're a different brand, but...
Different brand? Okay. It might have been someone else if it's a different brand. Because you just buy a bunch, like a package of them usually.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
CDs.
Exactly. So if it's a different brand, it's probable, but not sure, that someone else recorded this.
When you talk to Atari, he talks like much slower now, and he goes,
I could probably figure out if those came from the same sink.
Are you lagging, Atari? Is the Wi-Fi having issues here?
I got into the house, but there was
Oh.
malware. I should be okay after.
that goes on for a little bit.
Yeah, Ryland is about to panic when it fixes it. When you go
Yeah.
on.
After a reboot.
Okay. Huh.
So you got hacked? You
Not
let a house hack you.
necessarily. It was a defense.
A house hacked
From-
you.
The house.
You know they say you couldn't hit a broadside of a barn? The broadside of the barn just hit you.
All right.
Well,
Well-
did you find anything from the house?
Yeah, what did I find from the house?
You didn't do an investigate. I think you just did toe-to-toe to get access, right?
Yep. Yeah, you got access, and that's what opened the safe as well.
Ah.
Open all the doors.
Yep.
Did I get anything else from that, or just the safe?
I mean, it shut down all the security measures in the house when it went
Oh, okay.
offline. But you do have access to like all the data banks and everything else if you want to investigate that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can try. Is there any way I can like run a malware sweep on me to like help get rid of that status?
I think you can change
You
the
could
game
change the game to
status.
remove
Yeah.
the status.
But in this
wanna
case, the
do
status
that.
might make it harder to change the game
It'll
to
make it
remove
harder.
itself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
that's
funny.
the recursive loop of trying to fix something, like to fix your broken hand, but you have a broken hand.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you're using your own computer
Or-
to clean itself.
Yeah, you like burn your hand and then you put ointment on it and then you're allergic to the ointment and then
Let's hope this goes well.
But we have a
Okay.
couple more questions because we asked
That's true.
one.
We only asked one.
We got the
Yeah.
stuff in the safe. I'm open to brainstorming because I don't know. Why not? We have two more questions we can ask about the house.
Okay.
And
Are there
or
signs of
about-
anyone else living here? Could be a question. Like if
Living here.
yeah, I'm like personal.
Or
I guess
around this house?
who has stayed here?
Stayed
would
here.
be-
yeah, you're right.
Who has been around here recently?
Yeah, who's been
Okay,
here in the
yeah.
past month or whatever?
Yeah, it looks like there's the house is clean enough that you suspect some kind of maid service is employed here. So no surprise when you find a locked door that leads to a previously locked door that leads to like janitorial equipment with a key card swipe to open it. Let's see. Other than that,
I assume the detectives have been here for both of them.
yeah, that's something else that you could probably get from the data banks of the house as well. Like you had guest logs and stuff. Yeah, the Balefire's been all over the place here. So is the CPD. And let's see, Fion's the one that rolled that. Yeah, there's one room at the end of the hallway. And you go down, like it's the last room that you check. You open the door, and immediately something comes whizzing towards your head.
I stare at it as it hits me.
You just get nailed in the head
Yeah.
with with a baton of some type. It's some kind of blunt instrument that just smacks you in the head. Then I was giving you the opportunity to,
Yeah, I go down.
avoid that, but- okay. So you just crumple down.
We're probably all not
just-
quite behind him, but like elsewhere in the
Yeah,
same
you
room
can
that
see
you
this
were coming
happen.
from.
Yeah, you hear Theon hit the ground like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
And then you hear the footsteps bolting down the hallway, probably towards you.
I
What
wanna
do you
grab
do?
it. Want to grab it.
You're knocked out.
Oh, knocked
Oh,
out,
you're
knocked
knocked
out.
out?
Yeah,
I thought it was like something more benign, but that's fine too.
I'm running for the footsteps.
I think we're all running. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
if there's footsteps, they're wearing clothes, I will stop. Them if I can.
Fionn, or not Fionn, Ryland would not think to go for his gun. He is not a police officer. He basically forgets it's there, so he just goes running without doing anything. He just says, "Hey, stop!"
Yeah, you see
Other people are running.
you see a figure clad in black with a mask on, like
Oh,
charging
no.
down the hallway towards you. Not a gimp mask, just it's
Oh,
a
okay.
balaclava.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Is this where we crash into the credits?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, like as this person's charging down the hallway, we get that sting on Ryland's widening eyes, and yeah, we go to credits there.
I think one thing I'd like to add, I think now Ryland thinks to fumble for his gun, so he like shakily
Yeah,
starts.
he's like, oh,
Yeah, like stop, and it's like trembling hands with the gun. He's not even holding the trigger, like he's not gripping it properly at all. He's never been to a firearm course at all. He should not have this, but he's holding it.
Yeah, you really should know anything about the explosive.
Yeah, we cut to credits with a gun pointed. It's just a very different than you'd expect gun pointed. Yeah,
Yeah.
safety's probably on. He doesn't recognize it. Okay.
All right, so let's do some end of session stuff real quick. Nope, that's the downtime montage. Wrong one. Geek out during credits. Boom. Has the crew grown during this session?
I would think so because we were called in on a job specifically because we're weird.
Oh, we got called
No,
in
we
a
were
job
called into a job because of favoritism.
yeah,
That's true.
a little bit of
This is-
nepotism.
Nepotism.
Yeah, this is the nepotism hire.
Without
Yeah.
them, but yeah, it's nepotism.
Secret nepotism.
I would argue we recover a right tool for the right job then because that's literally
fair.
like why we were called in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Or we could mark attention on the crew theme and then get one of these things on the flip side.
Are we at 2
hey,
attention? Oh yeah, we are.
We are at 2 attention.
Oh, I don't have them written down for the crew team.
I have the page they are on.
Okay, let's discuss that then between sessions, so we look at them and see if they're
Okay.
worth it.
Yep.
But
Okay.
we'll either remove the tag.
Well, it's whoever answered the question gets to pick.
Oh, I
Each
thought that
player
one
answers
was-
one or more of the following questions. It's by player.
Oh,
not
I
by
but I thought the
thought
first
the-
one was for the group.
The first one we decided was for the crew, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The last 2 are person by person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's actually only the second one, because the third one is just writing down what might show up if your card
Oh, okay.
cracks or fades.
Yeah.
That's such a weird way to phrase it. I understand that's probably how it's at the.
I think it's just meant to be a constant reminder, like, hey, just so you know.
Well,
don't...
that and it doesn't interrupt play when you fade or crack in the middle of a session.
Exactly.
You have
Yeah.
something ready.
Oh no, I
You
more
know.
meant the wording on the statement.
Oh, on
Each
the-
player can answer one or more of the following questions. Makes
Yeah.
it seem like that. It's just no. Collectively answer the first question. Each player answers the second question. The third question, pay attention to.
That's why for mine, for like chasing adventure, I use we for the group answers together, and I for I'm answering per character.
Mhm.
Some distinction would be cool.
Which character had the most meaningful interaction with my character this session? Well, I can't say an NPC. I think... I'm torn between Fion and Nicole. I'm gonna go with Fion, because pizza and rich person food. Also, I don't have any help points for Fion right now, and so I want to... And I already have 2 for Nicole that I haven't used yet. So I'm gonna add a help point for Fion.
Cool.
Who's next?
I'm also going to go with Fiona on some very shaky ground here because there wasn't a lot of stuff, but we were doing the investigating together. You were actually useful and helpful and looking into useful things. So, gonna give you a help point there.
A diamond in the rough.
Honestly, I'd say mine's also probably with Fion.
So what happens is you do the monologue and everybody likes you.
Also, everything you can think of. It's also a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's help or hurt though, because I'm like, the thing is, you wanted goat cheese pizza, and then immediately tried to talk me out of getting you goat cheese pizza.
Yeah, and then I made fun of you for getting beat up by a house.
Oh, you're right. That's more important. I'm putting a hurt point.
Excellent.
I'm gonna take a help point with Atari because he can take a joke. He's fun to pal around with.
But then
I can
secretly,
take a
Atari
joke
is like,
when I'm
I
literally
can't.
slowed down.
Yeah. Atari did not take that joke well, but we don't know that.
I just couldn't do anything about it right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You were a good sport about it. We had fun. It was a good interaction.
And that
All right.
was episode 4. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
What do we want to call this one?
Episode 4. I don't know, robot chair.
Rich person food?
No, it's gotta be something like
The Count of Robots.
It's always the house.
it's
The house
the
always
house.
wins.
The house always wins.
Okay. The house always
Yep.
wins.
Next week, I'll do my best to come up with a new gimmick. So be ready for that.
Well, who's doing the opening monologue next week?
I mean, it has
I
to be
feel
me.
like-
I'm pointing the
Yeah,
gun
I feel like
shakily.
yeah.
Like, I never
Yeah.
knew it would come to this. Kind of.
I may have metal sense, but the cold steel in my hands. It's like
different.
something like that with the.
Most metal makes me water. It makes my mouth water, but this, it's
This
dry,
makes me dry
as a
in the
desert.
mouth.
Can't even swallow. Yeah, this is like somehow old grizzled noir, like 20 years from now,
40
Rylands.
years in the future.
Yeah, telling this to someone who doesn't care.
No, what are those little like metal balls you eat? Like what kind of metal are they?
Those would probably it's ideally a precious metal, so it's probably copper. Ball bearings.
It's from the South American legend, yeah?
Yes.
Silver or gold.
Is
Yeah,
copper not then?
Honestly, silver or gold, they didn't have there's not a lot of copper. There's some.
Okay, then yeah.
I'm just
It-
saying, like that area of the world is known for good silver and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Chunky
expensive.
stores went for that explicit reason.
Yeah.
for that
You-
exploitative reason. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then they took all the cool gold, they melted it into boring blocks, and they shipped it across the ocean.
Okay.
You could say something like, "Normally, I'm the one that's eating metal, but this guy might be eating lead."
That's way too cool for how like the kind of crisis Ryland is having.
Yeah, but you said it's like 40 years of the future.
Yes, but he would be describing Ryland's just like, I didn't
That's
know
fair.
it back then. It was my first time shooting a gun. It wouldn't be my last. Something like that.
You sound like the narrator from Bastion at the moment.
Yes! Kid draws his gun. Never puts it back.
No, I'm gonna have to find a way to keep Nicholas Raffel around for future cases because I just like playing.
Oh, I
crafty
mean,
old
if we
man.
prove ourselves to him, we're gonna be his go-to,
Oh my
and then we're gonna have to deal with like
Corporate shit.
corporate stuff is great for specifically Ryland's mission because he wants to be like ethical. And when you're at this level, that isn't even a question. It's not even a thing you're supposed to think about.
Mhm.
So that should be interesting if we
Yeah.
do that. But
This should be an interesting case, though. I worked on this one, probably the most out of the ones I pre-planned. I worked
I
on this
don't
one.
know what's happening with this case at all. I know someone's missing. I know he has like cult tattoos.
we'll find out next week.
The red hat is making me worried.
That's like a weird sex.
That's
section.
probably
That's
going
what
to
it's
be like
gonna
a
I was
very,
thinking
very
fantasy creatures
rich
that have red hats
secret.
that lead people into buckets and then dunk their hat in the bucket.
That's why it's red, because of the blood.
Yeah,
Maybe.
red caps.
I don't put it past them.
They're called red caps.
Mm.
Okay,
They are called red caps.
we will be back next week if there's no power outages.
Yes.